Totes Recall.
Welcome to Totes Recall, the podcast where we talk about a movie we can't remember very well. Pause that recording, watch the movie while eating 2 pizzas and 2 salads. Thank you, patron. Come back.
Patron?
Just one?
Yep.
Oh, wow.
You know who you are. Come back. Second half. Now we're talking again about the same movie, but now we've seen it in the very recent past. So we know a thing or two about it. Specifically, how does it hold up in this year of that is now?
Wow.
And other things. It's good. My name is Dan.
This is Molly.
Oh, I'm also Dan.
And I'm Beth.
And our movie this very special episode is The Fugitive.
The
Yes.
Fugitive.
Yes. A movie.
Go ahead. Yes. Okay, go on.
I was feeling so good about the intro. I remember to say that we watched the movie
Yes.
instead of just eating pizzas and salads, and then couldn't get it. 9
That's all right.
years.
It's fine.
One day.
All right.
One day.
Hey, to quote Tommy Lee Jones,
Yes.
I don't care.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Iconic DVDs performance.
I saw this in the theater, 100% Utah certainty.
Wow.
Tommy Lee Jones and Harrison Ford, yes?
Yes.
And Harrison Ford loves his wife so much.
Aw.
Yeah.
But he comes home to have witnessed his wife's terrible murder by a one-armed man. Is this right?
Yeah.
Sounds right.
I'm going to pause real quick.
No.
Have we all seen this
Oh,
movie?
yeah.
Yes.
Yes.
Great.
Keep
Okay.
going.
You may continue.
And then he realizes he's got to
Not that you need Dan to give you permission to continue.
No, thank you. Thank you. Although I am so used to at this point in my life waiting for a man to give me permission. So.
Not that you need Dan to tell you that you can advocate for yourself.
Anyway, you know who likes telling people what to do?
Who?
Tommy Lee Jones's character,
Yeah,
who
he
is
does.
sent to track down the fugitive, and he doesn't care that he's innocent. And there's a great scene out. Okay, it's a sewage drain pipe.
Yeah.
And they're standing there. Tommy Lee Jones thinks he has Harrison Ford cornered. Haha, but Harrison Ford is crazy like a fox and jumps into the water below.
wife.
I don't care.
Yeah. And yeah,
Classic.
this is pre, I think, Men in Black, but I'm not sure.
Yeah, I feel like this was the movie that brought Tommy Lee Jones into America's hearts.
Yep.
At least in the modern era. I don't know how long he's been actually working. Like it's very
for a long
possible. That's what
time,
I
yeah.
mean. Like there's probably some other movie before I watched movies that he also was good in that people liked. But I feel like this is the one that like in the modern 90s film renaissance
Yes.
is where people are like, that Tommy Lee Jones, he's great.
Yeah, he played a guy I didn't want to win, and I still loved him.
Yeah.
So you think this movie came out in the 90s?
Yes.
Oh, boy.
I also think the 90s.
Okay, I'm betting the 90s.
Nope.
96 is what I'm saying.
I'm saying 94.
Did you write 9C for mine?
He just did a little loop. Finish that 6.
Yeah.
This is just a lazy C.
I'm going to say 91.
Oh, I was going to
Wow.
say 91.
You-
Okay, well, to
you
keep
can
it
also
spicy,
say
I'll do
91.
90.
Wow.
Yeah.
I'm regretting how late into the 90s I bet.
I just was trying to remember when Men in Black came out.
That was late 90s.
I want to say 98. I don't know. We already did this.
Yeah, that's true. We did.
I feel like the shoulder pads aren't like big enough to be early 90s.
In this movie?
Yeah.
Oh.
Who's even got shoulder pads?
There are not
in
a
this
ton
movie?
of women
Tommy
in
Lee
this.
Jones.
He's got shoulder pads.
Well, yeah, like all the men's suits had like weird shoulder pads,
But isn't
right?
he just wearing like a cool federal agent jacket the whole time?
Oh, yeah, maybe.
Yeah.
Maybe he always has his jacket thrown over his shoulder.
Is he a federal agent?
Isn't he a U.S.
Oh,
Marshal?
right. Yes, that's what it was. I was like, I know the other movie he was in as this character just
Called
said what his job
US
was. There it
Marshals.
is. Yeah.
Wesley Snipes is the guy
Yeah.
to get.
Never seen it.
There's a
It
woman
wasn't as
on
good.
the team that's searching
God,
for
I
him.
hope so.
That's
Yeah.
right. She's like FBI or local police, right? Or is she
I think she's
also
part of his team.
Task Force.
Yeah. And then
a dead
Julianne
wife.
Moore plays a doctor.
Oh.
I've watched this movie many times
Nice.
because Okay, so I've seen it before, probably a handful of times. But then when my that's Beyond Betrothed, and I went on our honeymoon.
No big deal.
Wow.
Every time we came back to the hotel, The Fugitive was on TV.
What?
So like we were like, okay, like, you know, we went out and did activities, and we're like,
Yes.
now we just want to relax and watch a TV show. The Fugitive was on TV at some point
So
in time.
it was, wait, so this was just like, it was just being run on some channel. It wasn't like there was just like a dedicated like closed circuit channel in the hotel playing
was-
The Fugitive.
Yeah, it was probably like The Fugitive and 2 other movies were like
Amazing.
kind of, you know, going
Just,
playing.
like, rotating,
And then
yeah.
every time, so Fugitive was on, and so we watched the whole movie probably twice because we would watch it in like little bits and stuff.
Yeah.
And then when we got back, we rented it and watched it.
Just in your head.
I think I've seen it twice this year.
So it holds up.
Yes, it's so good.
Great.
I feel like that's such a classic, like TBS, TNT way to
Yeah.
watch a movie from the old days
Yeah.
where you would just like they'd be doing 24 hours of Pretty Woman or whatever.
Yeah.
Oh, I miss those days.
Was it other, like, were the other movies also Harrison Ford movies? Like, was there any connection?
We also watched Air Force One.
Okay.
Nice.
Yep.
Okay.
I
It
don't
was like
remember.
4
Get off
week
my
or
plane.
something.
Yeah. So yeah, the Fugitive is a favorite, and that's why I remembered that Julianne Moore is.
Nice.
Whoa.
Yeah, Harrison Ford is a doctor,
Yes.
and I thi-
Dr. Richard Kimball.
Nice.
Kimball?
Kimball.
Kimball.
And his
he-
wife is cheating on him, right?
No.
Is that part of the thing?
Oh, no.
Wow, Molly.
Well, I thought that was
She's
part
dead.
of why. Okay.
Yeah, wow.
How
Let's
dare
have
you
some
speak
respect.
ill of the dead?
No, I thought that was part of the reason they suspected him. That was like a
Uh,
wrinkle in one of the
oh.
plots, but maybe not.
I don't think so.
Okay.
She gets her head cracked in by like a globe or
Aw.
something. It's like a big glass globe or something.
Is that your bet?
Awful.
Yeah.
Do we, Beth, don't listen to this part.
Okay.
Do we think we'll recognize the actor playing his wife?
No.
Okay.
I do.
Me too. Spicy.
I think I'm going to feel bad.
Me too.
Yeah.
Like, I don't think you, or neither you or I will be able to name that actor,
Yeah.
but I feel like we'll recognize her and feel bad.
Well, and also I feel like so much of the previews and so much of the promotion of this movie was just about the 2 dudes
Yeah.
that I can't even picture
A woman.
a woman.
No, me neither. Apparently,
Which is
Julianne Moore
awful.
is in it.
That's incredible.
Is she like the doctor that like his one friend? He like sneaks back in when he's on the
No,
lam.
that's Jane Lynch.
What?
What?
Yes.
No way.
Stacked cast.
Wow.
Amazing.
Sorry. Now I feel like I'm spoiling a lot of
No,
things.
it's okay.
And then
It's-
there's Evil Doctor,
Yeah.
who's like maybe his friend, but then
Is he?
Evil Doctor at the end, who's like in a bunch of Clear and Present Danger movies, maybe too.
Oh.
He's like that kind of guy. He plays like smarmy bad
Wasn't
guy.
Ford in Clear and Present Danger?
Yeah.
Yeah, okay.
Who am I? I think I'm thinking of that guy.
Okay.
Yeah, sure.
Great.
You know that guy.
Yeah.
I'm going to bet it's Danny Huston. Don't correct me. I don't even know if that's how you pronounce it.
Yeah, I won't know for sure.
I enjoyed those Tom Clancy movies as a teen.
I don't remember any of them except the one where Ben Affleck stops a second nuclear detonation, but he fucks up and there is a first nuclear detonation.
There's a Ben Affleck in that?
Spoiler alert.
Huh.
Yeah. This was years later when they're like, what if we did another one of those Clancy novel movies?
Oh, I just remember the 2 with Harrison Ford, where he's Jack Ryan.
Yeah.
I think
so
Affleck is also Jack Ryan.
yeah, but The Fugitive was a TV show in the 60s, right?
Yeah.
Oh, that sounds right.
Okay. Got it.
Is he a fugitive the whole time in the TV show?
Yeah.
Must be.
God,
My
exhausting.
mother explained it to me when the movie came out that it's like he just keeps running
Keeps running.
Wow.
and that it has like a bummer of an ending
Oh,
he
no.
still is running at the end of the show.
Oh, wow.
Oh, that is a bummer.
Yeah.
Running Man.
Yeah. But not the Running Man.
Yeah,
That's a different thing.
Someone gets smacked in the face, maybe Tommy Lee Jones, in like a laundry hotel situation.
Okay.
And I remember it, a very visceral head crunch happens.
Ooh.
Good job.
Oh.
2 Tonys, probably.
Oh, sure.
Foley.
2 Tonys Foley.
Yeah. I think it's Tommy Lee Jones. He's like, we're getting near the end. Harrison Ford's unveiled the plot, unearthed
Yeah. That's better.
the plot.
Mm-hmm.
And maybe Tommy Lee Jones is going to see the truth, but then he gets crushed in the face by a laundry thing.
A laundry thing?
It's like a big heavy thing on a
Oh, like a bag of laundry?
Well, it's like a weight on a rack so they can like move all the laundry through.
So it's not the laundry itself.
Okay,
It's
yeah.
the
Now I know what
counterweight
you're talking
on
about.
the-
It really took me a long time
It's
to be
a
like, what are you talking
back
about?
rooms of hotel
Is it just
situation?
like an empty hook that is meant for the laundry bag?
Yeah,
that's like
something like
flung
that.
at him?
Yeah.
I feel like
Like a chain?
aspiring writers just wander around buildings looking for places. We're like, oh, this construction site could be dangerous.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. How about this factory floor filled with vats of acid?
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
Ooh, Dan's bet. There's going to be a scene, or like one of the first scenes we have with Tommy Lee Jones will be him taking over this case and having butting heads with a local officer or something.
When they're trying to
Determine jurisdiction?
drain the
Swamp?
river.
Huh?
They're looking for his body in the river.
Sure.
And he's like, go, you do the thing. And he's telling people what to do.
Yeah.
But like, because there has to be a reason why he gets called in, right?
Yeah.
Like, it's not like if someone does a crime, they're not immediately like, get this very specific branch of the federal government involved.
yeah.
Why is he there? Because they're in Chicago.
Are they?
Yeah.
Nice.
Really?
I feel pretty confident about Chicago. I'm writing it down.
Oh, wait. No, now I know why he's involved. I just remembered a scene in the movie.
Oh.
He gets involved because he escapes like a prison transport.
Oh.
So now he is like he's already been
Processed.
convicted and
Oh,
processed.
he's
so
convicted?
now, I think
That's
so. So now
right.
he's like a federal fugitive because he was already being sent to federal prison.
That's
Wow.
Boom.
Right.
He's supposed to be on death row.
That's right. Oh,
What?
yes.
Yeah.
That's right. I'm now remembering the kick-ass escape scene in this movie.
It's like he's on like a truck or a train and it like crashes.
Something like that, yeah.
I'm going to say train. It feels way bolder, but I'm saying it.
There's a
Good.
train.
Great.
I know there's a train.
Hot bets, there are trains.
And it's at night and there are lots of searchlights.
I'm going to bet.
Kramer train.
Go
That's
ahead.
full bet. There's a bus and a train.
Whoa!
Wait, the train
Automobiles?
hits the bus.
We'll see.
Yeah, don't say anything, Beth.
Wow.
Oh, this must be so hard. Just so our newer listeners understand, typically we don't know the movie very well at all
Dan
four of us.
explained this at the beginning of the show.
I know, but
flawlessly.
we have. Yes, it was perfect.
Thank you.
But sometimes when you do know the plot really well, it's hard to judge like when to side with the listener who is screaming at their earpods right now. Yes, we remember things, and then also to leave some room for the magic of
disagree.
watching the movie.
I disagree.
You don't think
Never
we
take
should
the
hold
side
back?
Of the listener. No, I don't think we should ever take the side of the listener in the first half. Our job is to antagonize them.
Do we think, okay, we got a dead woman and a U.S. Marshal woman. They're not talking to each other.
No, she's dead.
But will two other women talk
Ooh,
to
I
each
hope
other?
so. Ooh, hot bet. I'm going to say hot bet. So Harrison Ford gets involved with lady doctors at some point where he's like escaping somewhere and there's a hospital, blah, blah, blah.
Yeah.
And then it's like, oh, he was at the hospital. Send the Jones team. And then maybe Dr. Lady, who spoke with him, is interviewed by Lady Fed.
Wow.
But then they might be talking about Harrison Ford.
Shit. Almost certainly they are, right?
Uh-oh.
I would say no.
I don't think it does pass the Bechdel-Wallace test. Ugh.
I'm going to give
I can't
a
think of it, yeah.
optimistic yes because there is a gala at the end, and maybe some ladies talk to each other
There
at the
is a
gala like,
gala.
ooh, these canapes.
But do they have names?
I don't know.
Wow.
Maybe they're wearing name tags.
Yeah.
Okay,
at the
that counts.
gala.
That counts.
Yeah.
That
you know,
counts.
they're named characters.
names.
Yeah, I
The
guess
movie
so.
took the
Verbally
time
named.
to name them.
Yeah, and let them talk to each other.
Yeah.
So I still think no. But
I'm going to say
appreciate
yes
your
to keep it
optimism.
spicy. Do we think there's anyone else in this movie that we will recognize? We already know we'll recognize apparently all medical professionals in this movie.
yeah.
Is there a song that will play that will be like, oh yeah, that was the hit of that summer?
Oh, I thought you meant like a Will
Fugitive
Smith
soundtrack.
style, like
Well, kind
title
of.
song.
Yeah.
The Fugitive. Rocking through the train tracks. Something on the
This
Plane
Betamax.
tracks.
the score for this movie is incredible.
nice.
Oh, really?
Is it Vic
Yeah.
Williams?
It's pretty thick.
Is this
Nice.
by a famous director?
Ooh, great question.
That I don't know.
Wow.
They didn't say that on the TV.
Sure. Is this like a De Palma or a
Oh, interesting.
something?
That's a good guess.
One of those dudes?
Yeah.
Yeah.
One of those dude directors?
I feel pretty confident a dude directed this.
Sure, maybe.
Yeah.
Okay, Molly's bet a dude directed this.
Nice.
Dude director.
Ooh.
No, I don't like that.
Do Do we think we'll recognize the one-armed man?
Yeah. Is he the same guy who was the antagonistic ghost?
What?
In Ghost?
No way.
Whoa.
No.
No. Beth says no.
Sorry, I'm
Just stop
I'm a
moving your
buzzkill.
head.
Okay, I can't.
I'm going to bet it's Vincent D'Onofrio because why not?
Oh,
I
that'd
feel
be
like
nice.
he's always the antagonist in movies of this era.
Specifically, Tommy Lee Jones's
Yeah, apparently, yeah.
antagonist.
Or it's going to be something like Wild, like a Fiennes brother or something.
I don't remember the guy's name, but the actor who plays he was in Terminator 2,
Wow.
and he
Judgment
was
Day.
also in Gremlins, where he plays like the twin. He's like the twin
This is the one-armed
scientist.
man?
No.
Oh.
This is the guy. This is the cop in the scene on the bus.
Got it.
He's got like a mustache.
Nice.
We'll recognize him.
Great.
I
Okay.
can't remember his name.
Wilford Brimley.
Oh.
No. His photo is, this is last year. I went to a show at the University of Minnesota, their theater there.
Okay.
And his photo is hanging there because I guess he used to attend the University of Minnesota for acting.
Sure.
Oh.
Local reference.
Yeah.
You graduate?
So is he the
I
guy
don't know.
that's at the vending machine and you can see the zipper in the back of his head?
For what movie is that? Yes.
Terminator 2, I
Yes.
think. Yes.
Yes.
Okay, great. I can totally picture him.
See
Cool.
a zipper in the back of his head?
Well,
What are
Yeah.
you talking
Okay,
about?
so
I
in
don't remember him
Terminator
having
2,
a zipper, but
Terminator can take the body and identity of people just by
Sure.
touching
The
them.
T-1000.
Yeah.
And so there's a police guy or somebody, and he's at a vending machine, and you see the Terminator 2 approach as like liquid on the ground, or he's standing on anybody, whatever, and he takes over his body. But then when you watch the video in slow motion, you can see like the zipper on the back of the actor's head.
Why does he need a zipper on the back?
I don't know, or something on the back of his head that indicates like.
yeah, that he's not fully, like, it's not like fully closed or something.
Yeah.
What's not fully closed?
Whatever it
head.
is that's helping do the special effects.
Oh.
Oh.
Oh,
They didn't just give the same actor?
this is a real thing.
Twins.
Like,
It's a real
it's
thing.
not like a
Twins.
thing, like a indication
Oh, yeah, they
that
are
he's
twins.
the.
No, it's just it's like a.
They're twins.
Didn't we talk about this? Did we see the movie together?
They're twins, but one of the twins was born with a zipper on the back.
Oh, it makes perfect sense.
Oh, but he is part of a twin set.
What?
In Gremlins, he's a twin.
What?
Yes.
Yeah, they're the two sign Gremlins 2, I think. Right?
Okay, yeah, maybe.
Yeah.
And then Gremlin
Yes,
2.
that makes sense.
And
Yes,
then
'cause the
Gremlin
side-
2
yeah.
comes into the lab.
Gremlin
and
2.
Wow. Well, I will do research on this twin situation.
please
Okay.
do.
And I will
Crucial.
do research on explaining what it is that I'm trying to say.
I will say, if he's actually a twin, it's a bummer that his twin's photo is not hanging up at Rarig.
Oh.
Wow. Well, maybe the twin didn't go there.
Maybe
they don't
the
have to go to the
Oh,
same school.
that's
Maybe
true.
twin went to Juilliard.
Yeah, ooh.
Maybe they like razz each other all the
maybe
time.
the twin didn't even want to go into acting, but Joe Dante was just like, get your fucking brother on set. This is going to be amazing.
Yeah.
It's going to be amazing.
Okay, twin situation. I'm on it. Also,
sorry
opening for.
sorry to our true fans that I did not use the appropriate Joe Dante
Yeah.
voice.
Yeah, wow.
Yeah, wow.
Disappointing.
What if you brought your brother on set for just one scene so it's like a crazy Frankenstein lab? Which one's got a zipper on his head?
Get me zipper twins.
Get me the
We're
zipper
making a
twins.
Gremlins 2. I need 2 actors that look the same. It's Gremlins 2.
That is airtight logic right there.
Yeah.
Oh, we're going to do a 2 and not have 2 people that look exactly the same? Get out of here.
I'm walking.
Joe Dante.
2 Gremlins. Great.
I feel like we've covered everything.
Well, what happens in the movie, do you think?
He runs.
He's running.
Tommy Lee Jones runs after him.
One man kills his wife. He goes to jail. He gets rescued from jail by a train.
Yes.
And then he's running around trying to solve the crime. He gets a bunch of clothes from someone experiencing homelessness who's washing windows. And he's like,
that's so specific.
yeah. Or someone, he's washing windows. He washes the windows from the good doctor who's the bad doctor. There's some window washing.
Okay.
Side of
That's a
the
bold bet.
That is a
side
bold
of the
bet.
road window washing.
Write that down.
Oh, like aggressive panhandling type
Yeah,
of
yeah,
window
yeah.
washing? Got you.
I see.
I pictured like on the side of a skyscraper.
He has to go to medical place
Yeah.
because he needs to like get the files or something to
Yeah.
figure out that the thing that he was going to expose is needs to be exposed to show that there was they were trying to kill him, not his wife, maybe, because he was going to expose something.
It's a drug.
That's bad.
The drug doesn't work after all.
Corrupt.
But it's going to get approved and everybody's going to make money.
It's all about
enemy.
capitalism.
Yeah.
It's like the samples were, there's going to be some line where Harrison Ford's like, the samples were switched or something like that.
Yeah. And then he goes to the gala.
Yeah.
And he's got a monologue.
Okay.
That's in the John Mulaney special. Which really,
Everyone knows this from the John Mulaney special.
which really made me laugh. But also stop supporting transphobic comedians, John.
Oh.
And then there's some action outside in like fire escapes.
Ooh.
And Harrison Ford is being an action man and like punching Bad Doctor. Who's like backing up and being like, "Whoa, don't punch me!" And a helicopter comes,
Wow.
and there's a sniper.
What? Who's
And
sniping?
The helicopter.
Who are they sniping?
They want to snipe Harrison Ford because he's a criminal.
No.
He's a crimer. Excuse me.
Thank you.
But he's not a crimer. Although he is a crimer once he escapes from
Yeah.
crimer bus. He becomes a
And
legit
I mean,
crimer.
Sure, but I mean, legit is that's a.
Should he have been on the bus in the first place?
I mean, any legitimacy to crimers in this country is probably worth investigating.
Yeah. Which I don't think this movie does.
Certainly not.
There's a whole section you forget about.
Yeah, there's a whole section where like he and Tommy Lee Jones just like sit at a coffee shop discussing the carceral state.
Yeah. And then Bad Doctor is now the real crimer, and Good Doctor is saved, but also his wife's still dead.
Oof.
So that's sad.
Yeah.
Sad.
But maybe
Well-
some ladies at the gala is like, ooh,
Yeah.
slips their number.
But he's got a nice house.
Okay.
Yeah. I remember that part.
Yeah.
Doctor House.
Yeah.
Nice.
Yeah.
With like big windows.
You are obsessed with the windows of this movie.
Yeah. They're the windows.
Into the soul. Yes.
And credits.
Yeah. I love it.
And I don't know, Whitney Houston or plays at the end. I
Yep.
feel like there is an iconic Fugitive song.
Okay.
Yeah. I can't wait to remember what it is.
This movie sounds good.
It sounds great. Molly?
Yep.
How should we rate this great movie?
Dr. Lady, Lady Fed.
Dr. Lady Fed.
Yes.
Okay. The way, as I said that out loud,
Yeah.
the way I pictured that in my head was Dr. Lady, Lady Fed.
Oh, wow.
So, like, this is maybe some sort of, like, CBS drama.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yep. Absolutely.
Dr. Lady Fed.
Yes.
So she is a doctor. Like,
It was the original pitch for Dr. Quinn, Medicine Woman.
I see.
After they really watered it down because
Yeah.
people were like, no one can be both a doctor and a federal agent.
So they, like, overcorrected and made
just
her,
made
like,
her a
an
prairie.
1800s, like,
Yeah, they're like a prairie doctor, I guess. I don't know. I guess she could do medicine before medicine was good.
I see. So this was the original pitch that
Yes.
turned into
Yes.
Dr. Quinn Medicine Woman.
Yeah.
Was Dr. Lady
Lady Fed.
Doctor, Lady Fed.
Dr. Lady, Lady Fed.
Is her last name Lady? She's Dr. Lady? And
Oh,
she's
like Gracie Law in
Yeah.
Big Trouble?
Yeah.
Dr. Lady.
Yeah.
Dr. Lady Fed.
Wait, so is she not actually a doctor? And her name is Dr. Lady, and then she's a federal agent?
She is both a doctor and a federal agent. Thank you very much.
What's
and she
her
has
first
to
name?
explain it like in every episode.
Oh,
What's her first name?
Lila.
Lila Lady.
Lila Lady.
Agent Lady.
Yes.
Okay.
Dr. Lila Lady, federal agent lady.
And
So,
so,
like-
is there a lot of comedy made out of, but like satirical comedy, made out of calling her Agent Lady and then being like, hey, that's misogynistic? And like, no, my name is Lady.
Yeah. Or
And I'm
it's
a
like,
lady.
excuse me, Dr. Agent Lady. I love it. This show
Yeah.
sounds great.
Yeah.
It's a
pretty
shame
good.
that they watered it down
I
into,
know.
I assume, a very successful long-running series.
Yeah, I mean,
So she's kind of like a forensic situation where she goes, oh, this is a murder.
She uses her doctor
But
skills.
she's a doctor to
Solve
solve the
crimes.
murder.
she does, but she's also legit who you would see if you were feeling ill.
So she has like a private practice on the side.
No, she works at a hospital.
When
So
does
she's
she
an
do,
emergency medicine doctor.
When does she do
She's
feds?
an ER doctor and a FBI
Yes,
agent?
this is how remarkable this lady is.
I suppose that's where a lot of the tension comes in, right? Where
Yeah.
it's like, hey, we found the fugitive. And she's like, I'm in the middle of open heart surgery.
Exactly.
Wow.
Agent Lady, you get your ass down here or we're
The mayor's chewing my ass.
We're firing you from government. And she has to like speed up her heart surgery.
Yeah, she just has to get it all done.
Ooh, and then sometimes she'll be performing surgery and realize that the person on the table is the very fugitive they were hunting
Yeah,
down.
so she just cuffs him.
The doctor was
She
a
cuffs them
woman.
while anesthetized.
She reads in their rights and cuffs him.
And I assume she has like a stay-at-home husband, dad, and there's like a little bit of social commentary there.
I mean,
And he's maybe a buffoon.
yeah. I mean, he holds it down. The way she relaxes though after is she's also a lounge singer.
What?
Wow.
Wow.
Yes.
Triple threat.
Agent
Yeah.
Lady Lounge Singer?
Yeah.
Lila the Lady
Does she
Lounge
have like a
Singer.
show name? Like that I mean, I'm assuming because she's a federal agent, she needs to like kind of hide her
Code.
identity.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah.
Lady Lila.
She goes by. She goes by Lilac. Lady Lilac.
Lilac.
Lilac?
Oh,
Yeah.
like the
Lilac.
flower.
Like the flower.
Okay.
Yeah.
Lilac.
Lilac.
Lilac. Lilac. Listen, that's part of the reason they simplified it to Quinn.
They had this conversation.
They had
It took
this
forever to even
conversation. It
figure
took
it
a
out.
long time to understand the pitch.
Yeah.
We can't budget in a hospital set, an FBI lab set, and a lounge.
Yeah. That's like, what is that movie I'm thinking about where there's an agent who also plays like jazz clarinet? Is that Hard Boiled?
I don't know.
I'm the only one who's seen it. Call in with whatever movie I'm thinking about that's like a cop action movie, but that has a scene with like in a jazz club.
612-8089, put a do.
I think it's Hard Boiled.
The last four
I'm gonna
letters
look that
don't
up.
matter.
Maybe.
But
if
you
I
do.
remember.
2 dozen putt.
How about this? I'll do this favor for you, Dan. I still have your DVD of Hard Boiled
Yeah.
that I still haven't watched.
Yeah.
I will watch it and let you know.
Thank you.
If the cop does jazz in that movie.
Yeah, I think it's a clarinet. That's my bet.
Great.
Amazing.
Awesome.
Yeah.
Well, I feel like our pizza's going to come soon.
Shit.
Oh, shit. Dan, you are first, as we know
Yes, we
and
do
expect. We've come to expect. So, Dr. Lady Fed, how many of those do you give it? I guess that's like, it's in syndication now. Okay, because it never got made.
know that. No, I think it's like the series order.
Yeah.
Right? Because
Oh, how many series are you
is
ordering?
Is it a pilot or is it like, oh yeah, we'll
How
do
many seasons?
I was going to say we'll film 5 initially.
Oh,
'Cause
okay,
sometimes they
gotcha.
do that. There's the phrase for that. I don't remember what it's called though.
A limited.
I don't know.
Limited
pilot,
series.
put to pilot something
Pilot
like
and put it.
Putt to do.
that. How to do
Pilot.
how to do pilot.
Great. How many Put to do pilots for Dr. Lady? Called
Lady Fed. I remember this. I think I saw this movie as an adult at some point because it's one of those things. It was definitely one of those movies where my wife, no big deal, and I had a moment in our 20s of just like, I remember liking this movie. We should watch this movie. And I feel like it held up. I think it's going to hold up. I remember liking Tommy Lee Jones, being Tommy Lee Jones' this movie. Beth seems to really like it. So I'm going to say 4 Put-a-do pilots of Dr. Lady Fed so that I have room to grow.
Wow. Beth, you're next.
This movie is great. It's not perfect, but it's really great, and I will watch it over and over and over again. 5.
Wow.
My name is Dan. I'm third. Peek behind my curtain. I wanted to do a 90s action thriller in the vein of a Pelican Brief or Clear and Present Danger, and we decided on The Fugitive, which is also in that vein, but probably a better movie than any of the other ones
Well, I
I was
think
thinking
part of
of.
the issue is I don't know if I've seen either of those other movies you named.
Yeah. Or what's the other Clancy one? Doesn't matter.
Red, white, and blood. I don't know.
But I like that kind of movie.
Yeah.
And I think this is like that kind of movie, but also just a good movie. And I watched a lot as a kid with my dad and my brother, Molly. My parents are divorced. And loved it. So I'm excited. 5.
Wow.
Great.
Molly, you are last,
I'm
but not least.
No, thank you. I remember seeing this in the theaters and having a good time. And I remember watching it probably on TNT during their Movies for Men Who Love Movies phase. Oh, no, that was TBS.
Oh, yeah. I remember
think
that.
probably during that time.
Wait, is that actually what it was called?
Yeah.
It went away. Yeah, it wasn't the best thing TBS has ever done, but I do love all of my Turner networks.
You don't have to do that every time.
I know, but I genuinely do love
Do
them.
they listen to the show?
No, nobody listens to the show.
Wow!
Big reveal.
Oh, no.
No, I have such a soft spot, and peek behind my curtain and the curtain of the entertainment industry generally is that the head of Discovery is just slashing jobs at the former Turner Broadcasting in a way that hasn't happened in a long time.
Wait, right now?
Zaslav!
Especially Zaslav, yeah, and especially TCM, which is really painful. And my former mentor and boss was among those cuts, and she is awesome. Like all of the people that they let go are.
Does she listen to the show?
No, but they're really a phenomenal group, and TCM has always been like such a steadfast, great producer, and they continue to make classic movies relevant, and it's really cool. And you know what happened?
What?
Like, I forget, like
A couple of men came in and saved it.
No, kind of, yeah. What, like Scorsese and
Stevie Spiels.
yeah. We're like, you shouldn't, don't you mess with TCM. And then they had a pally conversation. And we're like, don't worry, everybody. They still love classic movies. And I was like, no, they still gutted classic movies. And they let go of incredible people. They reinstated the head programmer, which is great. But, like, I don't know, man. It infuriates me. I'm super sad. And I have a huge love in my heart for all of those Turner channels. And I'm so sad about what's happening.
How do you feel about this movie, The Fugitive?
The Fugitive. I don't know. Let's give it 4.
Wow.
And with that, we're going to press pause, go watch The Fugitive, and we'll be right back.
Hello, everybody. This is the middle of the podcast, but not really. It's pretty early on compared to the rest of the show.
Spoiler alert for how much we can't shut up.
2/5.
Sure.
Yeah,
That's my bet.
Okay.
probably. So thank you for making it this far. We hope you make it further. But we just wanted to interrupt this programming to tell you about something called leaving a review.
Wow. What? Tell me more.
Wow.
If you really like listening to this show and
Yeah.
you're like, you know what? 5 stars, baby.
Yeah.
Write that on Apple Podcasts, Spotify, wherever you listen to your podcast. There's probably a place to leave a review.
Yeah, stop just saying it out loud on the bus to strangers.
Or do that too.
Do
That's
that
fine.
too.
I mean, feel free to do that as well.
But we won't know about it.
We won't know about it unless
you record it and leave
Or-
it on our phone line.
or one of us is on the bus.
Yeah.
Sure. We could be on your
Wouldn't that
bus.
be wild? We could be
Wow.
on your bus right now. Right behind you.
Sitting right behind you.
I haven't ridden a bus in a while.
What's cool, though, about leaving a review, Beth?
If you leave a review, we will read it on the podcast.
Fun.
It must be a 5-star review. That's the only caveat. We actually have a review.
Yay.
Yes.
From
It's been a
It's
while.
It's been a while.
It's been a while. This is from Josh48207.
Yes.
Awesome.
Yeah.
The best Josh.
There is a title, but it is cut off, and I can't read what
weird.
it says. Movie and ent. I'm guessing entertainment.
Or entrapment. So careful when you read this, Beth.
Beth, what voice will you be reading this in?
Oh, yeah.
Oh,
The promise is an impression of a character from the movie we just watched, or Nick Cage, or whatever we feel like.
Or whatever you request.
Or you can request.
Unless we say no.
Yeah.
Wow.
there's not a request on
Okay.
here, so I'm going to read it as Turbo Dog.
Yes.
Our favorite character,
Wait, what do you
Turbo
mean
Dog.
as Turbo Dog?
I mean, it's me, Turbo Dog.
Hey, Turbo Dog, where'd Beth go?
I just thought that I would show up and help you all out because you need some help.
Oh, thanks,
All right,
I
so
guess.
here's the review. Dear Abby,
Oh,
I, like so many other frustrated parents, am raising an unruly teen. He's hot-blooded and hot-tempered. Your typical hot teen. No matter what I said, I just couldn't seem to reach him. Fortunately, I came across a podcast called Totes Recall, and what I thought was going to be a movie and entertainment podcast wound out being an audio support group for parents like me struggling with taming hot teens. I was so moved by the way the host confronted and cooled down hot teens with firm but fair life advice. Their no-nonsense ability to rap with the kids gave me the tools and language to finally have a breakthrough in communicating with my son. It's been so life-changing that I want to spread the good word. I imagine if the years of conflict hadn't broken my spirit and marriage, I would also find this podcast hilarious, as the hosts seem to act boisterously and chortle between hot teen advice segments. And that's for another quadrant of their audience with whom I can no longer relate. Signed, Totes Taming Teens in Tallahassee.
Turbo Dog, where is Beth?
Gotta go.
Wait.
Oh, no.
Wow.
Hey, Beth, that was so fun. What a great review. Thank you.
Thank you, Turbo Dog. Thank you, Josh, 48207.
Is that right?
I think so.
Yeah.
I feel pretty confident, actually.
Oh my God, that sack of grain is moving in the corner. Beth!
Okay, I'm fine. Everything's fine.
Oh, wow.
And now, back to the show.
And we're back. We just watched 2 hours and 10 minutes of The Fugitive, which is mostly mustaches and running.
Yeah.
Wow.
There's a lot of mustaches.
There's a lot of both of those things in
Yeah.
Chicago City.
Lots of Chicago.
Yeah.
Chicago.
Green River.
Yep.
Hot
L,
dogs.
they mention of L trains. The listing of other cities that might also have an L train.
Yeah,
Improvisers doing roles.
that's right.
Yeah.
But before we get too deep down,
Deep dish.
deep down the dish
Oh.
with this pizza, we have a thin crusted segment.
Boo. Boo. Take it again.
If the second half of our podcast is like a deep dish pizza, we start the second half with a little teaser, like a bagel bite. Do you guys
Okay.
have bagel bites?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Sure.
God, I was jealous the kids got bagel bites for lunch.
Oh, I never had them
Oh,
as
you mean at
kids, but
school?
I know what they are.
I never had them at
Yeah.
school.
Yeah, these kids would come wrapped in foil. Like their parents
Wow.
made hot bagel bites.
Oh,
right in
no,
the
I
morning.
never had that. Are you kidding?
No, I'm serious.
A
Kids
hot
had it.
meal from my parents during public school lunch? No. The lunch came from the school.
How
Yeah.
would it stay hot?
Yeah. It's wrapped in foil,
Tinfoil.
I guess.
But for
Well, and he's in
how long?
California, so they just leave it out in the sun.
Okay. Yeah,
right.
and those like outdoor
Anyway,
lockers.
This segment is like the bagel bites of
Just say it's like the layer of sauce on top.
Or
60-second summary
Yes.
in which we summarize the movie we just watched in 60 seconds.
come on, Dan.
60
You were doing so
seconds.
good.
Exactly. The
Nice.
movie is The Fugitive,
It
as
is.
we all
Thank
know. A tradition that we have here at the podcast is that I volunteer to do it, and so I will
Okay.
volunteer to do
Yeah,
it.
that's fine.
Great.
Great. Do it.
Here I go. Dan, please time me.
I will. Give me one
You have to
second.
start with we open on.
Go.
We open on aggressive letters of the stars of the movie, and then black and white wife murder.
Oh.
And also, Richard Kimball is Harrison Ford, and he's at a party at a gala. But his wife got murdered, and so the Chicago police are there, and they ask him a bunch of questions and accuse him of murder, and they book him, and then he goes to jail. Being transferred between jails, I
30
guess.
seconds.
Train hits the bus. He's free, and now he's the fugitive.
Ooh.
Tommy Lee Jones is brought in, tries to get him, and they really are trying to get each other. Harrison Ford's trying to find the one-armed man, and Tommy Lee Jones is trying to find the fugitive, Harrison Ford.
10 seconds.
In the end, Harrison Ford uncovers a pharmaceutical-based plot that is also responsible for his wife's death, and he gets the bad guy, and Tommy Jones.
Time. Jesus.
Wow! Yay!
Wow.
Very good.
100%
Yes,
Utah.
100% Utah.
Thank you.
I think
Thank you.
the only just a couple tiny
Yeah, small,
details.
I'm sure.
Yeah.
So one is he's been sentenced to death, so he has nothing to lose.
Oh, wow.
Two, before they get hit by a train, the bus is there's an escape attempt
Yeah.
made by a couple of the other prisoners who are in cahoots.
Yeah.
There is shooting and some chaos, and then this bus rolls down the cliff no fewer than 300 times.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It rules.
The entire time I heard myself going, oh, gee.
Yeah, you dropped a lot of Jesus.
Oh, gee. Because it just goes and goes and goes.
Yeah.
What? Yeah. Sorry.
And it's just the first of the many things this dude survives.
Yes.
Unharmed. Oh, and
But harmed, actually.
harmed.
Yes.
Yeah.
Mildly harmed.
Oh,
Yes.
because they land on a train tracks.
Yeah.
So he lands on a train tracks. Everybody's trying to get their bearings, and no one will help him with a deputy who's been shot.
Yeah.
But he's a good man.
He's a good
man.
So even
We
when
see that
the
many times.
bad deputy who played one of the Bobs on Office Space
Yeah.
doesn't even help his friend,
No.
the fugitive does. And then it gets hit by a train.
The bus,
The
not
bus
the
gets hit
fugitive.
by a train.
Yeah.
And maybe this is a good moment
Yeah.
in time for me to admit to a huge gaffe that I made in the first half.
have
Oh,
a
massive gaff alert.
A gaff alert. This is an announcement where we have to issue a rare Totes Recall correction.
That's right.
Where we said something, we declared something very confidently, and it was incorrect.
Yes,
Yeah.
we all feel very bad about it.
Very bad. This never happens on the show.
So this police officer, who is one of the Bobs in Office Space, his actual name is Richard Reel, and I incorrectly said that he was the person who played the twins in Gremlins 2
Right.
and the identical police officers.
Who are named Don and Dan Stanton.
Yeah. Those people are not the same at all. I don't know why in my head that's who that was, but
They have a similar vibe.
I mean, they both have incredible mustaches.
Well, and we spent
They all three, I should say.
we spent most of that scene thinking it was Brian Doyle Murray.
Yeah.
So
Right,
like he's
yeah.
clearly just the kind of guy that you mush together with other
Yeah.
character actors.
I was correct that his picture is hanging at the University of Minnesota
Oh.
because he went there for
Okay.
his degree.
The guy that's in
Fantastic.
this movie.
The bachelor,
Richard
he got
Reel.
the Bachelor of Fine
Okay.
Arts at the University of
Now
Minnesota.
everything's
Ooh,
coming
BFA.
together. That's
Yeah.
why there's only one. 'Cause
Yes.
he doesn't have a twin,
Yes.
Right.
as far as we know.
Ooh, secret twin.
yeah.
Yeah.
That'd be wild.
Well,
So
here,
corrected.
I did some research on these twins, and I was so sad to
Which
see.
twins are these? These are
ones
the
that are-
Gremlin twins?
This is
Not
the
in this movie.
Gremlin twin. Well, okay, yes, they're the Gremlin twins,
Okay.
and they also were in Terminator 2.
Were they both in Terminator 2?
Yes.
Okay.
Because he turns to see himself because T2 takes the form.
Again.
Yes. So,
Just let it go. It's fine.
but what?
Nothing.
The movie is called T2.
Judgment Day.
Yeah,
Yes.
and then he's the
T1000.
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 Yeah.
So
But
he's not the
you've been
Terminator.
referring to him as Terminator 2 this entire episode. And I love it.
Well, Terminator 2.0.
I mean, he is the second
He is the-
Terminator that we know about.
Technically, the Schwarzenegger in Terminator 2 is the second Terminator that we know about.
Oh, true. Okay. So he's the T3.
T3. Oh, my goodness.
T3 Rise of the Machines.
That's right. That's right.
Anyway, so, and that is the one, I will find it and I'll post it in Discord, the video showing how you can see a thing behind his head.
I still don't understand why one of the twins needed a zipper. I thought they were looking at each other.
No, I mean, I don't know. I'll find a video that says something like what I'm describing, but I'm
Okay.
pretty sure that that was the one that you could, maybe it was a different deputy. But no, I'm 99% sure.
But what would the zipper be for? Because he's not like wearing.
It's like a costume.
Of what?
But they're twins. No one's in a costume.
Well,
Is he in
but
a
his-
Patrick whatever costume?
Is it Egger suit?
Egger suit?
Egger suit?
Okay, well, this is where the fact that this movie was interesting really came to bite me, because typically what happens is I look all this stuff up during the movie, but I was distracted by the good movie. But it happens. If we can pause right now, I can find... No? Okay.
No.
All right. You'll just have to trust me then that something cool happens.
Yeah.
In The Fugitive, you're right. The
Oh,
whole
okay.
movie's cool.
Yeah.
Speaking of The Fugitive, which we have been the whole time
Yes, of course.
up
Yeah.
to
As
now,
we do.
it came out in the year 1993, a year none of us bet, but I was the closest
All right.
with
All
94.
right.
Oh, man.
But you went over.
I thought I was going to be the closest, but I didn't remember what anyone else did because I only pay attention to what I do.
That's fair. It's fine that I went over. Price is Right rules is for people who can't do math.
Wow.
My stance. That is my
stance.
stance.
Wow.
Rude.
Can we take a quick moment to talk about the escape scene somewhere?
Yeah, it's great.
Now
It
that
goes
we're
on forever.
to the point where it sort of felt like there was such a like the fact that it was not just like happenstance, and there was like this very specific plan that these other convicts on the bus had clearly like thought out and like figured out beforehand. I love that it felt like Richard Kimball basically escapes just because he like accidentally got put into a different movie for like 10 minutes.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
Like the middle of a different movie, and he just happened to be there.
Yeah. And
That part has Con Air vibes
Yes,
to me.
it does.
Oh, yeah.
big time. Yeah.
Because there's
Another
like he's like,
good
oh,
man.
he's like he did something to make himself fun with the mouth. To
Yeah,
like,
he
he's like,
puts
hey,
he
he's
leans
sick.
over, so
Not
I'm
Dr.
assuming he's
Kimball,
putting
a
something.
different convict.
Yeah.
Yes.
Dr. Kimball is just sitting there dead inside because he's going to forever
But
jail.
he sees something's going on.
Yeah, he sees the eye contact between
Yeah.
some of these
He's
convicts.
he's very
Very
smart.
smart, as we're told.
Yeah.
And even smarter, then
then-
it turns out the bad doctor who's been doing all the stuff.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But it's wild because he's like, he pretends to be sick and is foaming at the mouth, and then he then uses his coughing fit to pull a shiv out of his sock, which he then uses to stab one of the guards, then just gets immediately killed by the other guard.
Yeah.
So that guy's, even though he was like crucial to the plan, does not see the results of it whatsoever. It was a risk, big risk.
And then somehow the driver of the bus, we're talking in a van, but it's a bus.
Yeah.
The driver of the bus
said
also
van?
gets shot.
No, when I said bus.
I said bus.
I think I said bus. Don't play bus.
Yeah. Don't play bus.
Did I say van?
I don't know.
Molly's just thinking van thoughts.
Classic Molly.
Yeah.
Just think about that Warp Tour.
Oh, yeah. Less than Jake.
That's summer vibes.
Goldfinger.
Yeah. Mustard
Some
plug.
other ones.
It's so weird how I'm on a podcast where people misremember things.
Blink 182.
Sure.
Oh, yeah.
What were you saying? Something with the driver?
The
Oh,
driver
the
gets blown
driver
away
gets-
in the struggle
Yeah,
with the
and
shotgun.
I'm just describing like the first 10 minutes of the movie. Like so much happens in
It
the
is
first 10
action.
minutes.
Yeah.
Packed.
It's wild how it is just like you see his wife get killed. You
Brutally,
see him
by the
go
way.
to court.
Yeah.
And then
Which
it's
this time is the first time that I have like been like, oh, that's amazing filmmaking, because they're showing the courtroom scene and they're playing like her making the phone call, and
Yeah.
then it cuts to actually her, like the scene of her making the phone call, and it cuts back and forth. So they're like showing a flashback at the same time that they're showing the court scene, and it's just
wild.
very well
and it
done.
gives you like the context that no one has. And that's
Yeah.
why he gets put away.
Yeah. Because she says on her 911 call, she's dying. So,
She's like,
but
he's
the
in
words
he's in the
she
house, he's
says-
trying to kill me.
And then Richard.
Yeah.
Because
She
she's.
hears him on the steps.
Yeah, because he's coming home. What a nightmare.
Ugh.
Ugh, so sad. It's
Yeah,
very
also-
sad.
It is very sad.
Yeah.
It is brutal. That murder is so brutal. And it goes on, and he flashes back to it several times. There are a lot of disturbing dream sequences in this as well.
Richard.
Yeah.
That's right. She warns him.
Played by Celia Ward.
Yeah. I don't remember why you know who she is, but you do.
I don't.
I meant you, the listener.
Oh, sure.
She pops up and stuff.
You know
Oh,
who she is.
all the stuff. Yeah, there are so many actors in this movie who appear in all the things.
Joey Pepperoni's in it.
Joey Pepperoni,
yeah.
of course, playing a classic sidekick,
Yeah.
U.S. Marshal,
Who is
comic
named
relief.
Cosmo Renfro. Wowie, wow.
And they burned all the names on Cosmo Renfro because soon after we learn his name and are delighted at
Yeah.
such a fun name, we get on the PA in the
We
hospital.
get the first of 8 Richard Kimball sneaks into a hospital scenes.
Yeah, where there's both a Dr. Johnson and a Mr. Johnson, like
Patient.
almost in the same
Yeah,
scene.
Yeah.
it's wild. Like, it is amazing where it is. You can just tell someone's like, I don't know. The nurse is going to, like, why would the nurse not say the patient's name? We got to say the patient's name.
Johnson.
Whatever. And then, at some point, they're like, oh, hospitals have PA systems. Someone's got to say something over the PA. I don't know. This
Johnson.
is months later, I'm sure.
Yeah. Do you think
Dr. Johnson, whatever.
Do you think the editors were like, those dummies put Johnsons in a row?
Maybe.
That's 2 Johnsons.
Yeah, probably the editor was just like they cut it together and they played it back. And it's like, shit.
Ooh, maybe they're implicating Johnson & Johnson in a pharmaceutical scheme.
We are blowing the doors wide open.
Because
it.
I think that first Johnson is probably more subtle than, because we always watch the movies with subtitles and
Right.
or captions, and so we know.
Subtitles.
We watch it with subtitles, and it showed us what the announcement said.
That's true. I guess if you're in the theater, you might not catch
yeah,
it.
it just might be kind of ambient noise. Yeah.
That's subtle. Yeah, it's a takedown.
So it is a subtle
Big
takedown.
pharmaceutical.
It's like subliminal messaging that we were all told to fear as children.
Yes.
Yeah.
There it is.
Wow.
Are Johnson & Johnson and SC Johnson wax the same thing, or is it two different
I have
Johnson
no
companies?
Probably the second
answer
one.
that question.
Okay.
Although Johnson & Johnson owns like half of Commerce, so it's
Okay.
possible that they do own the other Johnson.
Okay.
Yeah. Or is Johnson & Johnson owned by Unilever? Ooh, boy.
Oh, wow.
Anyway, check out one of those terrifying visual aids on the internet that shows you the 6 corporations that own
Johnson &
everything.
Johnson gets sued for something, and then they spun off a
Probably.
bunch of their companies and bankrupted part of them. Is that them?
I mean, that sounds like every giant corporation ever.
Yeah, so that may not be them.
Just like Devlin McGregor, the pharmaceutical company.
yeah.
Monster.
in-
Devlin.
Devil in.
Devil in.
Oh.
Devil in.
Devil in.
The details.
The details.
The McGregor.
That were switched.
McGregor.
McGregor, the
Cage fighter or whatever.
who's probably a baby.
We are all over the place.
Yeah. Here's some bets
Okay.
to get us back on track. I bet a glass globe would be a murder weapon.
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
sort of.
Like a paperweight
some kind
or
of
something.
orb.
Yeah.
Yeah, there's like a heavy orb.
Yeah. You know, a classic heavy orb that rich people have.
Yeah.
They do.
Some-
They
do.
Some stone to decorate.
I had a friend in high school whose dad got into some money playing the stocks.
Okay. Stonks
Stonks. Hodling, whatever. Fuck. I don't know.
to the moon.
And he you could tell he didn't know how to have money.
Yeah.
But that was definitely some cultural touchstone that he had passively absorbed, because we went to his house at one point and there was just this massive, just glass orb with a pattern on it on his coffee table. It served no purpose.
Yeah.
But he clearly was just I'm supposed to decorate the house. I'll get one of those orbs.
Yeah.
I need somebody to go here because it's a giant house.
Yeah.
Was it one of those things where it's I'm wealthy enough to hire a decorator, and so then they just put random things throughout the? Or
Who knows?
was it completely out of place?
I honestly don't know.
Okay.
He was a fascinating man.
Yeah.
So there's
Rich people, what's up with orbs?
yeah. What's up with the orbs?
Call us or have your people call us.
If you're rich,
Yeah.
Yeah,
get on Discord.
yeah. First of all, go to patreon.com/Totes Recall.
Give us lots of money.
Select the highest tier that we say you're allowed to do.
Yeah, I think the
can't
highest
remember.
tier might only be for Michael Jordan.
Shit.
Is
Yeah.
that still true?
Yeah.
Okay.
Should we make an orb
what
tier?
Or money.
I mean,
Orb money tier?
we have lots of maybe the reason that Mackenzie Scott has not become a patron yet is because we don't have $1 million a month option.
Gatekeeping.
Yeah.
We're gatekeeping.
Gates keeping.
What?
Oh.
Like Bill Gates.
Melinda
Yeah.
Gates.
I got
Melinda
it.
Gates
Melinda French
keeping.
Gates.
Thank you.
So I'll see if I can make a
Yeah, okay.
$1 million tier
Can we
on
call
there.
it the orb money
And it'll
tier?
be the orb tier.
Thank you.
Okay, I love
Orb
it.
/
Billionaire?
yeah. I don't know. It'll just be the orb tier. You'll know
They'll
what it
know.
means.
Rich people will know what that
They
means.
know.
No, they'll see orb and they'll be like,
Oh, yes. I
that's
love
this is-
orbs. I love throwing money at orbs.
Which option am I going to choose? There's an orb option.
Absolutely.
Should we reward them with an orb?
Yes,
A
absolutely.
reward?
Well, it'll be thank you for absorbing our debt.
Oh,
Wow.
Okay.
I'll
If-
find a fancy
Our
orb
debt.
for someone.
Our
Listen.
podcast debt.
Yeah, listen. If they're giving us at least $1 million a month, we can afford some custom orbs.
Yeah.
Yeah, we can definitely
for
get them an
sure.
orb.
Totally.
No, we can't
orb.
ship it right away.
No, give us a little bit of time.
Yeah,
we gotta find a good
yeah,
orb
we
guy.
got- That's right.
You think we have orb guys?
No, we're not rich. That's the
No.
whole point.
Yeah.
We'll have to figure out who the orb guys are.
Yeah.
Probably Roy Orbison.
Whoa.
It'll be a good orb, though.
Yeah.
Listen, this is a Totes Recall guarantee. It's going to be such a good orb.
Yeah. Anyway, that's the murder weapon used to kill.
Yeah.
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 Someone breaks into your house, they could kill you with this orb. That's
Yes.
our promise.
That's our promise. This will be a dense orb. High quality, skull crushing orb. With your name on it.
Yeah. Oh, wow. Okay.
Oh, personalized.
Okay. Totes Recall
It's
branded.
bespoke, right?
Yeah.
They love that shit.
Yeah.
That's
But
what it
also,
means.
please don't use our branded merchandise in a murder.
No,
or
no.
any crime, really.
It
No.
would be understated,
Other than
though.
the crime that
You
you
would look
committed
at
to become a billionaire.
Yes,
the
of course.
orb, and other rich people would know that's $1 million orb, right?
Ah.
But everyone else would think, oh, it looks like a regular orb. Maybe I got it at CB2. That's the whole thing. It's the low key.
I see.
That's what's in
Yeah.
fashion right now.
Okay.
Secret rich
According
stuff.
to the
Yeah.
publicist for Succession, who got an article to that effect in every major publication on Earth. I'm telling you, there is a legitimate trend around like rich people like Gwyneth Paltrow wearing outfits that are insanely expensive
Oh, yeah,
but
that
look
look just
kind of
like- yeah,
normal.
Totally.
And whoever the publicist is for Succession, the TV show on a famous streaming service, like honestly deserves a huge raise, because I read that same article in like 5 different publications.
Wow.
Like the New York Times, the Washington Post,
Listen.
Vogue magazine. Like it showed up in our local paper.
Listen,
they
Kendall-
got full saturation.
Kendall had good fits.
Yeah,
They had to publicize it.
exactly. It was incredible.
Speaking of actors
yes, there you go.
in
Bring us
Succession,
back.
none of them are in the movie The Fugitive, as far as I know.
Ooh.
Oh, but you know who is?
Ooh.
Oh gosh, what's the guy's name?
Harrison
Tommy
Ford.
No,
Tommy Lee Jones.
Tommy Lee
Yeah, the
Jones.
second build.
Y'all, did you know that his parents, his dad, was
Mr.
actual
Lee and Mrs. Jones.
cowboy.
Oh, what?
His mom
Okay.
was a teacher, a beauty shop owner, and a police officer.
Wow.
Yes,
Triple threat.
Triple threat. So she really is the lady, Doctor Lady Fed,
Teacher
basically.
lady Fed.
Teacher lady, teacher beauty lady, deputy.
Yeah, that. Definitely. Now, when you say his dad is a real cowboy,
Well, like they're cowboys.
but I mean, like, did
He's
he
like a rancher.
own a ranch or did he work on a ranch?
I think he worked on a ranch as a cowboy.
Okay.
He's credited as a cowboy, like in life, though.
Life credited as a cowboy.
And then
On his
Tommy
LinkedIn.
Lee Jones
Yes.
went to Harvard, which I totally forgot. But his roommate was Al Gore,
huh.
Oh.
who he introduced at the Democratic Convention.
Oh.
Yeah.
Wow.
And yeah, so Tommy Lee Jones was pretty famous for a really long time. But yes, this is the movie that catapulted him, and he won an Oscar for
Wait,
Best
which
Supporting
convention
Actor.
did he introduce Gore at?
Democratic Convention.
Which one? Like, is this post-fugitive convention? Like when he's running for president?
Yeah, because Gore ran for president after Clinton, right? And that was from
I mean,
2004?
yeah. Yeah.
2000?
2000, probably.
2000, yeah.
Yes.
In 2000.
Yeah.
So post-fugitive,
Okay.
pre-Men in Black.
Okay. I don't know, because if
Men in
he's
Black was
known
20
Gore for that long, maybe he was like, your next vice president. I'm Tommy Lee Jones. It's 1990 whatever.
Oh, yeah. No, he was famous, but not Men in Black famous.
Not
When was Men in
Democratic
Black?
Convention famous.
Wasn't it 2002?
Who did
98.
No way was it
Did
that
any
late.
of us actually look this up?
No.
I did, and I forgot.
What are we talking about?
Well,
The
anyway,
Fugitive.
he for
Tommy
sure,
Lee Jones.
The
is in
Fugitive
this
was
movie.
his breakout, massive
Oh,
hit.
yeah. He, I don't cared his way into all of our hearts.
Yes.
Men in Black
He-
came out in 97.
Boom.
97.
The second one was 2002.
Can
That's
we
what it
take a
is.
moment?
To talk about The Fugitive?
Yes. Yes. Can we take a moment to appreciate at least one person in America who, when they went to see this in the theaters, this is the early 90s, Motley Crue has had their moment.
Okay.
There are some dudes who are still super into Motley Crue in 1993. Was it 3? 3. Can we give just a moment for at least one guy in the theater who saw Tommy Lee show up in gigantic dramatic letters and then go, yes! And then it switched to Joan. He's like, oh.
Wow. What a big surprise.
Because, yeah, the credits had this weird thing where they were just like, here is a startling reveal of the first name of the actor.
Yeah.
Now here is their last name, separate.
I mean, and one might say I had the TV turned up way too loud.
Yeah.
But it was like a percussion, but it honestly sounded like a shot. There was so much
amazing.
percussion.
Oh.
Yeah.
If you remember the opening music from NYPD Blue, you have some sense of the intensity of percussion
Okay.
of this movie.
Yeah.
Great.
There's a lot of toms.
So much.
It's so good.
Yeah.
Yeah.
The score of this movie is so good.
Lee Jones is not the only Tom in this movie.
Ah.
Wow. James Newton Howard is the composer for
It's
this movie.
great.
It's great.
Soundtrack is great. It like drives. It raises the tension.
There's sax solos. Come on.
It's like a little sexy sometimes.
Yeah, it is.
Sometimes weirdly sexy.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah. The first night of Richard Kimball's escape, he beds down in a forest
Yes.
under a blanket of leaves.
Yes.
And has a sexy dream about his wife. Intercut with him giving his wife CPR.
Yeah.
Which is actually
Yeah.
very
Effective.
It's effective.
Yeah.
Like
He misses her,
He's traumatized.
and then he's traumatized.
Yeah.
There's
Poor
plenty
guy.
of trauma to go around.
But he makes it to Chicago,
Chicago.
and there is a lot of window washing and window work in this movie,
Yes,
as I
shockingly
predicted.
so.
That is
He
true.
is not the man trying to wash windows.
No.
He appears immediately after,
Yes.
in a little, what do you call it, bait and switch.
Yeah, I wonder if he like made a deal with that guy. It's just like, hey, listen, I'm gonna ask this guy for money, and he will have money on him. I will give you some of this money if you stop him and wash his windshield.
Yeah. Yeah, so he stops Dr. Nichols, who is his friend,
Or is he?
See?
but he's not. He's the bad doctor, it turns out. We know he's bad because he has a
Vague European
vague
accent.
European
Yes.
accent. His IMDb profile does have him in a Nazi uniform.
Yeah.
Oh,
So-
wow.
He's
Okay.
from the Netherlands.
Oh.
Yeah. Which means he definitely was forced to play a Nazi at some point in his acting career.
Yeah.
Yeah, and we should clarify that's not the photo he chose as like his biopic.
I mean, who knows?
I don't know how that works.
I don't either.
I think Bezos picks them all.
Oh, okay. Every single one?
Yeah.
Wow. I guess he's got time on his hands.
Yeah.
Yeah.
What else is he doing?
I don't know.
Nothing.
Just building dick rockets.
Jacking off in his space dong.
Oh, I'm going to save the world by putting a space station that looks like a dick in the sky.
Mackenzie, there's an orb level. Just
Yeah.
saying,
Oh,
if
yeah,
you want
this
more
could
of
be the
this.
entire podcast. If you go orb level of Mackenzie Scott, this will be the entire show.
Yeah. Yeah, that gets us there. Yep.
Yeah.
Yeah, he does, and then there's even more window work when he's a clever dude. This
He's
Richard
so
very
Kimball.
smart.
clever.
When he's got to go hack into the mainframe of prosthetics.
Yes.
Um,
The medical database of Cook County, I guess. I don't know.
Yeah, he pretends to be a custodial worker.
Yep.
And
So smart.
cleans the blinds. So like, I got to clean the blinds, and
She's
goes
like,
into the
okay.
computer office and pretends to clean the blinds while
Yes.
hacking.
He closes the blinds to cover up his hacking, and then just sort of like perfunctorily, he bats at the blinds with a broom every once in a while printing out this stuff.
It's great.
It's great.
I love this movie is so good with being kind of, it's like a fun, exciting movie, and the bus and train is explosive and eye-catching.
Great set
But
piece.
most of the movie is like clever interplay, like of figuring it out, doing the cat and mouse.
Yeah.
Where is he? I'm on the roof. I got a walkie-talkie. And he's just like, I love the clever sleuthing that Richard
Yeah.
Kimball goes through. Like, none of it's very obvious.
He's not
It's
like grabbing someone by the collar and be like, tell me about the files.
Yeah, he's like getting files. He's doing research. I don't know. I like it.
I did too.
Does it for me. He's looking at atlases of prosthetic limbs.
Mm-hmm.
Smart guy.
Just confusing the hell out of these U.S. Marshals.
Yeah.
Why is he sticking around Chicago and hanging out in hospitals?
Speaking of confusing the U.S. Marshals, I loved every single time Tommy Lee Jones was just like flustered by anything. Like I feel like there were multiple scenes where he just like threw his arms up in the air, just went like, ugh, and then they'd cut to something else, and that's how they'd end so many scenes with the U.S. Marshals.
Yeah.
Yeah, he played like a rugged marshal with a heart of gold.
Heart of bronze, maybe.
Heart of like
Yeah.
something.
I mean, there's that
He's
scene
pretty
when-
hard-hearted.
when they in the scene where they catch the other fugitive.
Yes.
That is not his best time.
I mean, that's like that scene makes it clear, like, oh, he is not necessarily like a good.
No, he's
guy.
not. You're not cheering for
Yeah.
him. Yeah, because not only does he end up shooting that guy,
Yes.
he treats the woman that he's staying with like garbage. Tells her to shut up, and obviously that's like a traumatic moment in her
He
life.
just murdered her friend.
And then he treats his fellow marshal horribly.
You talking about Cosmo Renfro or
No, the
The
young
long-haired
Oh,
guy.
sure.
Yeah, I can't remember his name, but he's like, my ears, I can't hear anything out of my ear. You shouldn't have done that. You could have shot me. And then he just like creepily whispers in his ear,
to
like,
show him that his ear is fine.
I don't bargain.
He doesn't bargain.
Yeah.
He takes care of his team.
Yeah. But he doesn't bargain. And
Yeah,
you know he doesn't
kinda.
I don't
bargain.
know. He's taking care of his team. He did just like, I mean, he could have killed that guy.
But
Yeah.
he didn't.
Because he doesn't bargain.
He's that good.
that good.
Whatever.
I don't know. He's
The other
pretty
guy was gonna
reckless.
shoot him.
But then they show like
He is
how
reckless, for sure.
eager this like long-haired dude is, and then when Tommy Lee Jones shows the slightest modicum of, and make sure they don't tease you about your ponytail or whatever, he's like, okay, thanks, Dad.
Listen, they all
know?
respect Deputy Samuel Gerard. And how could you not? There is, to Tommy Lee Jones' credit, like literally this first scene he is in, like he steps out of that car and he has taken over the movie.
Yeah.
Like it's no wonder people loved him in this movie because like he immediately just like takes control of the film as soon as he steps out
He
of that
does,
car.
yeah.
It's
I'm not
amazing.
surprised he won a statue.
Did he win a statue for this?
Yes.
That's what Molly said.
Yeah.
Ah, good for him.
Yeah.
Good for him.
I don't know who he beat out, but he won.
The other people that are in this movie are Jane Lynch.
Yes.
Yes.
As we knew. Kath
Oh, man.
does a great job. What's she? She's like she's just another
She's a
scientist doctor.
pathologist, I
Yeah,
think.
she's a pathologist.
Just like him. Or just like,
She's super cool.
not like him.
But it is so wild
she's
to
a bud.
see her play a character that's doesn't seem as rooted in her own personality as we've come to imagine we
Like
know
a,
her.
Like a very just vanilla medical person.
Yeah, with like really weirdly coiffed hair. I don't know, not weirdly coiffed
for
for
her.
93.
Yeah.
But yeah, just, you know.
As we know her, it's weird to see her with like, this very typical voluminous 93 hair.
Yes.
She does great.
She does
Julianne Moore is
Great.
random ER doctor.
Who takes no guff
That's right.
from this fake custodian who, happens to save a child's life.
Yeah, because he's a good man.
Good man.
Even though he's on the run, he saves a child.
He even tells when he accidentally opens the ambulance that has the prison guard that he saved from the train. He makes sure to tell them where his injury is. And the guy's like, how do you see it? No, you just from seeing his face.
Yeah.
Because he's a good man.
Good man, good doctor.
Good doctor, bad. What did Molly say? Bad murderer?
Yeah.
in that he is bad at murdering people?
Yeah. As far as we know.
Sure.
He doesn't murder anyone in the
I
movie.
mean, he can pack a punch.
Dude,
Yeah, he's a slugger.
there is, when you realize that good friend doctor is actually not friend bad doctor, there is a doctor fight, and it is like pretty intense for ostensibly like two, I don't know, middle-aged medical doctors.
What, play squash on the weekend?
Although
Yeah.
when Harrison's fixing himself up, we
Yeah.
know
He's pretty ripped.
he's pretty
a
shredded.
little something for the
little taste of the cheeks.
you get a
know what I'm
little, you get
saying.
a little hip, you get a little
little curvature
Little
of
view
the
of the
glutes.
I mean,
It's
sure.
not like
it's
the
a
worst
bloody
part of the
wound.
movie.
Yeah. He's in good shape, is what we're saying.
he's in good shape.
It is true. He pulls back whatever he had to cauterize the wound. Is that what the word would be?
Just
It
That's
would
what
be
stop
cauterized.
bleeding. Yeah, because he's not like burning it or anything.
To
But like,
stop the wound from bleeding.
Sure.
And you're like, ew, that's gross. And then it does like a wider pan and you're like,
Okay.
oh,
Okay.
that's so gross.
That's not so
oh,
gross.
that's still gross. But hey,
Yeah, Harrison Ford's good in this movie.
Yeah.
He's like always good. Never
Yeah.
great.
what? Hush your mouth.
I think we've had this
I think
conversation before.
I think he's great in this movie.
But he's like, I don't know. He's just like very charismatic and can. He's
Speak
got
your
star
truth.
power.
It's fine.
He's charismatic and he can say lines like you believe he's actually saying them as a
Yeah.
character.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Did I tell you the story from Air Force One?
You can believe that he hit another doctor in the nads.
Yeah,
Yeah.
you can.
He also looks like my uncle.
What? Really?
Really?
He doesn't have uncle energy like
No.
Kurt Russell.
Right.
But he reminds me of my actual uncle.
Interesting.
Oh,
Wow.
Yeah.
Very cool.
I was like,
Well,
What's that number? No, but so Harrison Ford was in a movie, and it was the airplane one. Get off my plane,
Yeah.
Air Force
One. And the screenwriter was on set, and Harrison Ford kind of wandered over and said, "Hey, I just want to tell you this monologue is great. I'm not going to say half of it." He was like, "I can accomplish this with a look, so we're just going to skip that part."
wow.
Yeah, and he did.
the man knows how to react
Yeah.
to things with his face.
Oh,
I appreciate the person Harrison Ford, how much of a grump he is.
Yeah.
I saw some interview with him about how he get the pay is for him to do the press tour. Like he'd do the acting for free. They pay me, so I'll go to do the press tour. 'Cause I
That
don't want
sounds
to be
about
here.
right. Yeah, that sounds all right.
And I was
I
like,
saw
oh,
him
he's like
on
an artist. Okay.
Arsenio Hall one time, and he was a super grump. Poor Arsenio was working so hard, and he was just like, "Listen, man, I'll sit on your sofa or on the floor or whatever." And
Yeah.
we both just got to get through the next 4.5 minutes.
I feel like he's become more tolerant in the last few years. Like, I think now he's like so into his like who gives a fuck older
He
age.
cried at Cannes.
Oh,
At where?
Cannes? The Cannes?
Can.
Cannes?
It's just can. I have no idea.
The Cannes Film Festival?
Can.
Cannes?
Cans.
Cans.
Anyway,
The
they did a
Canes.
beautiful
Can.
tribute, and he got a standing ovation, and it was, because he did the last Indiana Jones
Yeah.
movie. And
Synergy. Go check out Indiana Jones and the Dial of Destiny.
With Phoebe.
Waller-Bridge.
Fleabag.
Oh,
she's
really?
great.
Yeah, and what's that? Terrifying.
I don't know.
It's Scandinavian dude, Danish dude. Fuck.
Which one?
I don't know. I know.
From Game of Thrones?
No,
Oh, he's Norwegian.
I don't think he's Norwegian. I think he's Danish.
Oh.
He's in stuff. You'd recognize him.
Tormund. That's what I'm thinking of. Tormund.
Yes, that guy.
Mars.
Oh, Mads
Mads Mikkelsen.
Yes.
We got there.
We got
Yeah,
there.
there.
That's what's
Anyway,
important.
he's a Nazi.
Oh.
Check it out. Not in.
In
Oh,
the
not
movie.
in real
Oh my
life.
god! I hope not.
Oh, jeez.
Scandinavians, though.
He was in that
Sometimes.
James Bond thing.
Yeah, he was the eye
The one
bleeder
who-
from
yeah,
the James Bond
cried
movies.
blood.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Oh.
Isn't he like Hannibal?
yeah.
And yeah, he
Correct.
plays. He's plays a
great.
good villain.
Yeah.
I saw him in a non-villain movie, and he was also good in that.
He's
Wow.
He played a teacher.
Oh,
I can't remember the name of it.
Swedish teacher.
Nazi teacher.
It's something about like these teachers, and they realize that if they can drink like a low amount of alcohol a day, that they just are buzzed all day, and so that's their experiment, and then things go wrong.
Oh,
Yeah.
But it's a pretty good movie.
Wow.
great.
Sounds
Check
fun.
out that movie.
Another round.
Another round.
I believe is what it was called.
Oh, I saw the poster for that. Looks fun.
Anyway,
Speaking
Synergy.
of, what else?
Whoever owns those movies, please send us money.
Staying laser focused.
I'm sorry, Dan.
If you don't think this is a movie podcast, we talked about lots of movies.
Yeah.
Speaking of other things that we like to talk about, vests.
Ooh,
Oh,
baby.
yes.
TLJ's
vests.
vest game is on fleek. Do we still say that?
No.
No, that
Did we
is
ever?
gone.
That's only eyebrows. Anyway, he's got red puffer vest early when they're out draining the swamp. No.
River
thing.
dam.
Looking in the river.
Yeah.
What?
What'd you say?
Looking in the river?
The dam drain.
Look at the
Looking at the raver. Looking at the raver.
My favorite Creedence song.
Yeah. Yeah, he's got this incredible I am a Generation X CEO puffer vest on. And then later when they're back in the office, he has
Sweater vest.
same color
Yeah.
Yes.
sweater vest.
Yeah.
And jeans.
Amazing.
Yeah.
You can take the U.S. Marshal out of the corporate office.
Yeah. And then long hair Marshall has a green puffer vest later in it.
Yeah.
Ooh, and then when the Marshals first show up, Joey Pepperoni's got this incredible sweater on.
That's true.
Oh,
Yeah. You know, I always, maybe I've said this before, but I always appreciate a movie with sensible coats. And this has it. Dr. Richard Kimball, when he's just schlubbing around Chicago, he's got hoodie
Yep.
and like a longer, it's a light coat. It's not too cold, but it is light coat weather.
Yeah, for sure.
And
It's March.
Yeah. And it's like a good coat. He's got a good coat.
And you can tell it's a 1993 movie because this hood is not up at any point and collars are still up left and right.
I see.
That's true. He's popping his jacket collar all the time.
Popping that collar.
Popping it.
Yeah. Remember when the youths were wearing multiple polo shirts on top of each other?
Oh, yeah.
What?
That was the 80s.
Really?
In the
It came back,
2000s.
yeah.
Oh, really? It
Multiple
came
polo
back in the
shirts?
2000s?
Yeah, they'd wear
Yeah,
like
it was-
one polo and then put another polo over top, and like one would have a pop collar.
Like Steve Bannon?
I don't know. if
Maybe.
had
Does he do
two
that?
He
double
does that with
polo.
like button-down shirts.
Oh.
It's weird.
Yeah.
There's a lot going on.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's a lot to process.
I guess I didn't realize they were wearing multiple polo shirts. to check out my high school yearbook.
Yeah. Yeah. That bugged me. The other thing that bugged me was when...
Yeah, what else about the young people bugged you?
You know when it was cool to wear a T-shirt over a long sleeve shirt?
Yeah.
Oh, I love that.
I kind of like that too. But then they started making it as one piece.
Oh, like a T-shirt with sleeves attached?
Yeah.
I never get that because if you want to layer, then layer.
Yeah.
You know?
I never like it when there's like someone comes up with a fun combination and then capitalism happens.
Yeah.
I will
Marketed
say
as one thing.
my young child's clothes. We got sent a huge batch of clothes from the early 2000s that fit my young child. And it's all retro to like the 90s. Yes. And there are all of these shirts that are like the layered look but sewn together. And it is so cute. I'm just saying, if you can get your hands on some vintage 2000s child clothes.
That made me sick.
Wow.
Vintage 2000s.
23 years ago.
Yeah.
I know that, but 2000... I think this is true for a lot of us. 2000 is yesterday, right?
Oh,
Like,
yeah. Absolutely. We're 35.
Yeah, exactly.
Classic. Another person who was 35 at some point was Dave Pasquesi, famous Chicago improviser. TG and Dave.
Oh.
He's in this movie
Yes.
as
A reporter,
who
yeah.
asks a long question.
Yeah.
Doesn't
Nailed
get an
it.
answer.
Do you think he improvised that question?
No.
You know, he and TJ were on
Chazmouse. What's his last name?
Jagadowski.
Jagadowski.
We're on a
Jagadowski
very
tune.
special episode of Chicago Fire.
Okay.
Yeah, as two misfit EMT
Arsonists,
employees. No, not employees. EMTs. Yeah, EMTs. Yeah. And it was super fun, but it's wild to watch people who are used to being on stage be on television.
Yeah.
Because it's a fine line.
Yeah.
Dave Pasquesi's in Veep as well.
Yeah. He's
He's very funny in
wild
that.
in Veep.
Yeah.
Oh, I would watch that show to see him.
He's the shitty.
Show's pretty funny.
Yeah.
Her ex-husband.
Yeah.
That stars a woman.
Yeah. So, keep that in mind.
And I
if
just
you're
want
gonna
to be
check it
clear,
out.
they're very funny, and they were put in there as comic relief. They're great.
The EMTs?
The EMTs.
They're supposed to be funny?
In this particular situation.
Are they like fumbling around with like syringes and
No,
like,
they're
juggling
real
the-
negative Nellies, and they're bringing down Firehouse.
I see.
Okay.
Firehouse 51 is a family, and they're kind of bringing it down.
check out Chicago Fire on streaming service.
Okay. Are there
We're talking about
any
TV too.
are there any women in that show?
There's got to be at least one.
There are multiple women.
Okay, speaking of women,
Yeah.
this movie did not pass the Bechdel test
No.
as far as I can tell.
Not even close, and there were opportunities.
So many solid characters played by women in
Yeah,
this movie.
they're just all interacting with him or with Tommy Lee
Or with
Jones.
two deputies.
Yeah.
And L. Scott Caldwell, did I ever talk about L. Scott Caldwell?
No.
No.
She
Plays
ruled, though.
Assistant Deputy Aaron Poole.
Oh, she does rule.
She's the one
She's
that
great.
like hands the jurisdiction documents to the sheriff and does it in like a very smarmy way.
Yes.
Delightful.
The one woman on the U.S. Marshals Corps.
Yes.
Yeah, she doesn't get to do enough questioning. That could have happened, and
Yeah,
it would
that's
have.
true. She
and
could
it
have
would have
questioned a
passed.
woman.
Yeah.
Yeah.
They would have been asking about Kimball.
Well, and like, how's your day? Also.
Yeah.
And how's your day also?
Do you want coffee
Do you
in
want
an
this hot dog?
aggressive way?
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? But
Jenkins has an entire crate of hot dogs. This actually happens in the movie. Do you want a hot dog? That could have happened.
Yeah.
Coulda. But she's great, and she's in everything.
Hit me.
I can't.
Oh.
My brain flooded with how many hit TV shows and
Okay.
movies she's been in.
Okay.
But this was one of her bigger roles
I
in
see.
film. But she's been on Broadway and all kinds of things.
Nice.
She's mostly a theater actress who also does a lot of TV and film.
Nice.
But if you see her, you'll be like, oh yeah, she probably played a doctor or a therapist.
Huh.
She's got that kind of gravitas to her. Anyway,
Speaking of people who are professionals
okay.
who have gravitas.
Yes.
Can we talk about the most Chicago policemen in the world in this
Oh,
movie?
yes.
They're amazing.
We got two detectives who led up the Kimball murder case.
Yeah.
One guy with a sloppy tie
Yeah.
and one guy with a mustache and like blue blockers on.
Yeah.
Yeah. And at some point he has like an absurd like felt cap on.
Yeah.
But they are Like they are. If you just thought to yourself Chicago cop, they nail it.
They do look like the guys in the Bear sketch from SNL. Like, aren't they all wearing blue blockers and
I think
have
so.
mustaches?
Yeah. I mean, at least two of them are. Yeah.
Yeah.
They're great.
It's incredible.
We've got Kimball trapped up in the Hilton. He's a cop killer. Get him.
Yeah.
You're not getting in there. This is our jurisdiction.
Yeah.
Hot dog.
Hot
There
dog.
are hot dogs.
Yeah. It's amazing.
And just public service announcement. When you talk to the police and you don't have your lawyer present,
Shut the fuck up.
that you can talk to them for 12 hours. And if during that time, when you have proclaimed your innocence and explained how you're innocent, if at one point they say, yeah, we had an argument one time, they can take that one line, yeah, we had an argument one time, and present it as the only evidence in court. So there's a reason that people say,
Shut
even
the
if
fuck
you
up.
are 100% innocent, which we all are, I'm sure all of our listeners are 100% innocent.
And even
of
if
any
you're not,
crime.
that's fine.
Well, you know, we're not here to judge, and also we don't understand anything that's going on out there. We don't know your situation.
Sure.
But I'm just saying, like, your instinct is you want to help, but just know that, like, literally every word you say can be taken completely out of context.
They're not there to help you.
No.
Yeah.
Hope they don't use this later.
Check out. There's some video of these two lawyers. I can't remember what city they work in, but they have.
Chicago?
I don't know, but they have a video
Let's
that
say
is specifically celebrating Shut the Fuck Up Friday, which is basically just them telling you how to behave around cops.
Oh.
I have a lawyer friend who was like, okay, well, do you know what time it is? And I was like, yeah, it's 3:58. And she's like, no, the answer to that question is yes. Do you know what time it is? It's a yes or no question.
Mm-hmm.
It's not a provide information question.
Oh.
And it like blew my mind a little.
Wow. Tricky.
Yep. Speaking of tricky,
Yeah.
wow.
We are so good at this.
There were so much action scenes.
That was so much
Must have
action.
been so tricky to coordinate that.
Yeah.
Wow. There was a lot of running and a lot of stairs.
Yes.
And I honestly, at a couple moments, thought these actors must be exhausted.
Yeah.
Yeah, because how many times do they have to shoot those scenes?
Right.
You know?
Running down the stairs? Oh, that would make my knees really.
Yeah.
There's a time when Harrison Ford runs and he collapses against a tree where I thought, that looks pretty real.
Yeah.
Yeah, maybe that was like the 12th take of him running up that slope.
They're finally like, we bought it. We bought it
Yeah,
that
yeah.
time, Harrison. Thank
We
you.
got it.
Also, Langley finally got the lights right. Didn't you, Langley?
Sorry.
Or whatever his name is. I
Eating
don't know.
this Polish sausage.
I got some mustard on the camera. I don't know. That's terrible. And I don't even.
That's classic.
I guess
Chicago.
I'm never going to
Classic
work in.
Chicago.
I'm never going to work in Chicago. I'll never work in film.
Wow.
We wondered if it would be a dude rector that we recognized. I did not.
I didn't either. Andrew Davis.
Yep.
Yeah.
Good for him.
Sure.
Great job.
Great job.
It's a banger.
Yeah, but I don't know what else he's done.
Yeah. The one-armed man was not Vincent D'Onofrio,
No.
nor the grumpy ghost from Ghost.
He crushed it,
No.
though.
It was great.
Sykes.
Like,
Kind of has a similar vibe. I
Yeah,
don't know
he definitely
why,
has a similar
but
vibe to the ghost from Ghosts.
yeah.
just because they're both kind of grumpy.
Well, I feel like they're both kind of like, they
Black
got like
hair.
skinny heads and black hair, and they're kind of like, oh, I look exhausted all the time.
Yeah.
Right?
But yeah, when his role later in the movie becomes to go kill Dr. Richard Kimball.
Yes. Who he was trying to kill in the first place.
I guess
we
he
find
was,
out.
yeah. So that's his role the whole time.
Yeah.
But this guy is one of my MVPs.
Oh,
by the way.
yes.
So Kimball is on the L, which
You?
every Chicago movie talks about the L, and I get it, it's everywhere, but also like I feel like didn't they do this in Sneakers too, where it's everybody like can hear the L and knows what the L sounds like?
Well, and I didn't realize, Beth, that you can just take some audio
Yeah.
and just like separate it out, you know?
Yeah, you can like just, if there's a speaker, you just kind of identify that speaker and turn everything else off.
Beth,
Yeah.
there were at least 24 switches on that machine. Clearly, every switch was for one sound.
I mean, as far as I know, and people can correct me if I'm wrong on Discord, right? They can send
Sure.
it, Beth, you're wrong. But I'm
But,
pretty sure
like,
you can just turn, I mean,
in a
you can,
chill way.
if you're like, okay, this is a low frequency, you can turn down all the high frequencies and kind of isolate things that way. But
Sure.
you can't just like be like, here is the voices. Here are the voices isolated
on a reel-to-reel machine.
Recorded off of a public telephone.
Unless they each were, like we do, recorded on an individual track.
Maybe. I mean, who knows? Maybe the Chicago telephone system is like very elaborate.
Yeah.
And we just don't know. So
Yeah, I think you're probably just not typing enough, because what I hear them say is like, you know, single out that one sound, and so he just types for a while,
Right.
yeah.
and then you get the sound separated.
Right.
Yep.
Okay, so I should type more.
Yeah.
Okay, cool. I will.
So they're on the L. Kibble's going somewhere. I don't remember. Doesn't matter. But he
It
sits
very much matters. He's going to confront the guy
not
who...
for what I'm talking about. Sits down across from a guy, read the paper. Front page news, Dr. Richard Kibble at large, murder doctor.
Yep.
And the guy like is just reading his paper, glances through, turns it over.
He's like, oh, how the cubby's doing.
Yeah.
I'm just checking the other sections.
Just the way he looks at the paper, then looks back at Kibble, and then slowly gets up and like obviously is like, oh fuck, murder doctor.
Right.
That guy crushes.
Well, and it's so good. Like the way that scene is set up is so good because it's like it's already created a point of tension for Harrison Ford's character. It's like, oh shit, there's a cop in the next car. Like that guy's going to tell the cop.
Yeah.
So you're following the camera's just following the guy going to the next train to talk to the car. But then suddenly, Sykes, the one-armed murder man, just steps into frame. He's apparently been on the train car the whole time.
Yeah.
Amazing.
That cop is also an improviser.
Which
Neil Flynn. He was on Scrubs.
the cop on the train
Yeah.
who got killed?
Yes.
Oh,
Yeah.
good job, Neil. Wait, who's Neil Flynn? The janitor?
Yeah. On Scrubs.
I didn't know.
Oh yeah.
Was he? I didn't know.
That's great. Good job, everybody.
Good job, Chicago character actors from the 90s,
Yeah.
apparently. Get that money.
Yep.
Good job, their agents.
Yeah, he's like a vampire Sykes. He just comes out of nowhere.
Oh, terrifying.
Yeah.
And they have a cool train fight.
Yeah, or even before, where he's like at the hospital, he just like emerges from the shadow.
Yeah. Where is
Yes.
he? He's like on the ceiling.
I don't know. And then we have them like just a scene. Who's like on the phone, like I don't know where he is. I can't find him.
Oh, yeah.
Oh wait, I see him right now.
I marked him.
I mean, the luck there was
Yeah.
incredible.
Coming out of an alley.
You can tell he's a pro though, because he makes it sound like that he did something.
Yeah.
Like
Yeah.
my skills marked him, but like it's literally like Harrison Ford practically like has his hands in his pocket and is whistling as he walks out of the alley.
Yeah.
Yeah, there was a lot. This movie really did a great job of keeping you guessing, because there are many times where you're like, "Wow, this guy's really at the end now."
Yeah.
He never is.
Well, and they even have they haven't set it up where like you think he's figured it out. Like you think he's figured out who killed his wife, and then it turns out that's actually wrong.
Yeah.
Yeah. I don't remember the first time I saw it. If the big reveal was a surprise or not. Probably. There's no breadcrumbs to point to Nichols.
I mean, it was a surprise for me. I remember it being a surprise for me because I barely understood what was happening. Like when it gets to the conspiracy part at the end, I'm just kind of like, oh, okay. I mean, I don't remember. I mean, it was 93. I wasn't that old. So it's probably like, okay, I guess that guy did it. I don't really understand why.
Now they're fighting. Oh, he broke a chair over him.
Tommy
All
Lee
right,
Jones
I'm back.
Is they're friends now? All right.
Yeah.
Good movie. Thanks, Dad, probably,
Yeah.
for renting that. I don't
Yep.
know.
No memorable song.
No.
No, I thought for sure.
I mean-
I mean, the score was
It was
chef's
great.
kiss, but
Chef's kiss.
yeah.
But you didn't walk out of the theater humming anything.
No.
I couldn't remember if in the parade there was a song playing, but it's like just generic kind
It
of.
would have been so great if we saw Ferris Bueller's float in the
Nice.
background.
Yeah. I mean, that would have been a great distraction.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it would have.
In that scene, it makes me nervous how long he wears his coat for. Because he puts on that green hat. I'm like, take off your coat. It's
Yeah.
too.
Yeah, that was really good. That was
and
a
he
good,
eventually
good
does.
coat.
good tension ramp up parade.
I can't remember where I saw it or read it, but there was something about spies.
Yep.
And how like the best way to like lose somebody who's tracking you is to be wearing something really conspicuous, like a bright red coat or something like that. When you turn the corner, you take the coat off and wear something that's like
Neutral.
very neutral, and then you just blend in with everybody else because they're looking for a bright red coat, and you're just, yeah. And so he had that. he somehow became more conspicuous because he put that green hat on, but maybe not.
Well, he was trying to blend in with all the other
Yeah, that's true.
dirty-looking old men walking in the St. Patrick's Day parade.
Yeah, and the announcer during the parade
Oh
was
my God!
really making a meal out of just rambling about.
Do you think that was the actual guy who announces the parade?
Maybe.
Because he did sound incredibly Chicago parade announcer man.
He was just like kind of making fun of people.
Yeah.
I couldn't follow what was
No,
happening.
he's like, not a lot of arthritis in this group. It's like, what are you talking about?
I wonder if they filmed it on the actual day. Because
Maybe.
they would have had to get that footage of the
Green River.
Yeah, the Green River when it was actually green.
Right.
Yeah.
Couldn't do it in post back then.
Oh.
Unlike now, where they wouldn't even have done it in Chicago. Would
Yeah.
have been in
In a
some
green
soundstage.
screen.
Yes.
Yeah, they
Green
Or
wouldn't
that
River.
even change
giant
it.
Screen.
Mandalorian machine screen. Green machine
Sure.
they use.
There was a roller coaster in Atlanta called the Scream Machine,
Okay.
and it was fantastic.
Was it scary?
Highly recommend. You had 2 loops.
Oh.
Oh.
It was fun. It was a zippy little fun ride.
Great.
And that was like one of the best coasters I've ever
Great
ridden.
pitch.
Anyway, Green Machine.
Zippy little fun ride.
Yep.
Scream Machine?
It was called Scream Machine. But I thought of it because we were talking about Green Machine. Green Machine, and then I was like, get us back, Molly.
Yeah. Speaking of machines,
There you
I
go.
had computers are machines in a way, and I had a Macintosh as a youth, and
Yeah.
I had the Fugitive HyperCard game that I used to play.
Blowing my mind.
Shout out
right now.
to everybody who played HyperCard games.
Don't even
Yeah.
understand how that would work. What did you do?
You just have to click on the right spot. I remember it was very hard.
Did you have to like solve the mystery about the liver samples?
Basically, you were just like progressing through the movie.
Yeah.
And you just had to like, I don't know. It was like interactive story.
Sure.
But I just remember the helicopter chasing the ambulance was like maybe a really hard spot that I could barely ever get
Yeah.
through.
I mean, to be honest, the doctor barely got through that
Yeah.
scene, too.
But then that leads us into iconic I didn't kill my wife, I don't care.
Amazing.
Yeah.
Jump off the dam.
Which I did not realize. I don't remember that being like so iconic that they reference it multiple times later in the movie.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Remember that cool scene, everybody?
Yeah.
It's pretty
Remember that
cool.
when you walk out and review the film.
Yeah. It is obviously a dummy that they threw off the dam when he jumps off.
How dare you? How dare you?
Harrison Ford is very smart.
He absolutely did that stunt. Come on.
It's just like, ugh. It's like a ragdoll.
Just real floppy legs.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, I wonder how many they did.
Oh, great question.
They threw a bunch off.
Yeah.
That was probably the best of.
Ah, shit. He ran into the damn wall. Crestor! Crestor, get us another one.
Oh, here's your Harrison Ford puppet. It's got articulated limbs all over.
I'd never kill my wife. I love her so much.
That was Joe Prado.
Oh, no.
Wait, did Kane Crestor kill his wife? Is that what we're saying?
He's a ghost.
I got confused.
He is?
I think so.
Hank Creston's
Is
a
that
ghost?
canon?
I believe I suggested at one point. Everyone had a similar reaction
Amazing.
to that.
Sure. Why not?
He's always seemed like a ghost to me.
All right. He's got ghost vibes.
Wait, I thought that was how Joe Prado sounded. How does Hank Crestorn sound?
The truth is coming out.
That's on the same-
Joe Prado.
You'll be proud of this transportation.
You'll be proud of your
Proud of
transportation.
And then he
transportation.
goes, yeah,
Oh,
okay,
I
I
love
get it.
my wife so
There
much.
it is. Okay, got it.
There's so much transportation in this. Richard Kimball in an ambulance.
That's right.
Planes, trains. No, there's no plane.
There's
The helicopter.
There's a plane at one point. The
Where
deputy or
does-
the U.S. Marshal's going on a little jet.
Oh,
You'll be
Very.
proud of our planes. You'll
Good
be
job,
proud of
Prado.
our helicopter choppers.
Prado planes. Get yourself a Prado plane.
Get you there pronto.
A Prado prop. Twin prop.
you
Prado.
need a bus to spin 1,000,000 times down a hill? I got you covered. Who's that? Is this a different character?
It doesn't matter.
Yeah, I don't know how Hank Crestorn is actually very different.
He's very different.
I think the
Okay.
Joes are closer to each other.
Agreed, yes.
Yeah.
Joe Dante.
It's Joe Prado.
Joe Dante's down here. Joe Prado's up here.
And then Hank Crestorn's kind of
Hank
nervous.
Crestorn, Hank Crestorn is sort of like on the verge of a nervous breakdown. Oh, you need a dummy to get thrown off a dam.
I can make that for you.
I don't have Mr. Ford. I don't have a mannequin that's the same height as you. Please leave me alone.
Okay, I made you this St. Patrick's Day hat. You pull it out of the trash can, pop it a boom on your head.
It's a puppets. Wait, he does costumes too. I
Costumes,
forgot.
I know it's not canon, but I love my wife so much.
It's fine if he loves
He
his
can love
wife.
his wife.
It's okay for him to love his wife too. I'm glad that our characters have healthy marriages. Oh, except for poor whoever sells that shit out of the trunk of his car.
Oh, be bold.
Yeah, there's
People
no
Wallace.
way. There's no way
People
his life is
Wallace.
going well.
Yeah.
Oh, he's got lots of friends.
Does he?
Yeah,
he's
Yeah,
got
they're like
socks.
high school kids though, right?
Yeah. Did we buy shirts with his name on
I
it?
thought we got socks.
Socks. He's in
Yeah.
our friend
People-
crew.
He's
Yeah.
our friend crew.
Is he though? I don't remember.
No, check out the
Whatever
back catalog.
episode that was.
Who knows?
Speaking of checking stuff out,
Okay.
that involves the podcast Totes Recall and the things we talk about.
See, we've been on topic this whole time.
Exactly. There is a text-based something or other that we call Discord. And on that Discord, we ask you, the fans, the listeners, the patrons, for Q's and C's. Yeah.
Yeah.
Great.
Right, Dan?
Yeah.
Q's and C's?
Sure
Fan
do.
engagement?
I've been thinking this whole time. It didn't happen, but it did.
Yeah.
Q's and C's. All right. Where we turn to Discord and ask for questions and comments about the movie we just watched, The Fugitive. Carzon states, this movie was based on a TV series written by the grandfather of my post-college roommate, Roy Huggins.
What?
So I have two great reasons to love this movie. R.I.P. Roy, sad face.
Oh, Roy Huggins is all over the opening credits.
Yeah.
Wow. That's pretty cool.
Wow.
That's just a C.
Yeah,
All right.
Just to see.
Great C.
Yeah, sorry for your loss. Well, holy cow, my last name's a palindrome says, there are so many TV versions of it. Has anyone ever seen the one on Quibi? What?
No.
Oh,
They're-
Quibi?
Quibi made a fugitive?
10 minutes.
A fugitive?
Like, I didn't kill my wife. Okay.
Next time on The Fugitive. Make sure to tilt your phone to get the full experience. God, Quibi sucked.
Never did anything on there.
No, I didn't either.
I missed it. It was gone.
Yeah.
It deserved it.
Anyway, I haven't seen any of the TV versions.
No, me neither.
Does it suck just because the content was bad? Or I heard it was short so they didn't have to pay union wages?
I have no idea. I would believe that.
All right.
The point is, they dumped a ton of money into it. It was a dumb idea. It ruined Reese Witherspoon's marriage.
Oh my gosh.
It did
Hilarious.
That's not funny.
Yes, it is, because her husband put all of his money into Quibi instead of doing what he was already doing, and it like created this like financial strain on them, and it like it added to the issues they were already having.
Oh my
That's
goodness.
hilarious.
That's
that Quibi
terrible.
ruined a marriage.
Quibi.
Oh, Quibi.
Quibi.
I mean, it's not Quibi's fault.
Yeah, it kind of is.
Jeffrey Katzenberg's fault.
Okay. I don't know who that is, but
He's the guy who decided Quibi would be a good idea. He also used to run some studio. I don't remember.
well, I haven't seen any of the TV shows.
Ms. Maisel had a golden arm. Don't worry
What?
about it. Check out the Wikipedia article about Quibi.
Okay.
I won't.
I was talking to the listener.
Okay. Trevor Impersonator states, my first introduction to The Fugitive was through the Leslie Nielsen comedy titled Wrongfully Accused. After having seen The Fugitive 20 years later, Wrongfully Accused is definitely the funnier of the two.
Sure.
No question here. Really just a statement that I love Leslie Nielsen as if he were my own family.
Oh.
Side note, he chose Let Her Rip to be his epithet. Trevor Impersonator included a picture of Leslie Nielsen's gravestone.
Nice.
Wow.
Dark cute.
No,
Wow.
we're honoring these people. It's
Yeah.
fine.
Very nice. And has anyone watching The Bear?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Also takes place in Chicago.
Yeah.
Also, Let Her Rip.
Let it rip.
Oh, Let It Rip. Different.
Yes. Also, I'm really hoping that Leslie Nielsen's Let It Rip referred to the fact that he carried a fart machine around with him at all times.
Did he really?
Yes, it's great.
Probably.
Wow.
Check out an old clip of like 1995 Late Night with Conan O'Brien with Leslie Nielsen and his fart machine. It's a delight.
Oh, I will definitely look that up.
Great.
Wrongfully Accused, there's a scene in that movie where they do the train bus thing where, and this is I don't even know if I've seen the movie or I just saw this part of the movie, but like they do a funny like Wile E. Coyote Roadrunner thing where the train like keeps chasing him. Like he gets away and then suddenly the train pops up in another part of the woods.
That's pretty good.
That is
Pretty
fun.
funny.
All right. Andrew has both comments and questions.
Ooh.
Comments. I love this movie. Classic VHS that you'd throw in on a rainy day or when sick.
Nice.
Can watch it 10 plus times and never gets old.
Can you confirm that, Beth?
Agreed.
From your honeymoon?
Yes.
You're fugitive.
Come on.
Nope, just nope.
Honey fugitive.
No,
Not sure if that's...
no.
Questions. As a kid, I always thought this was an all-time classic, but in college, no one else had heard of it. Is it
What?
obscure or popular? Oh,
Popular.
I feel like it's very popular.
Yeah.
What college did you go to?
Yeah.
The Moon University?
Oh, slam.
Definitely not Harvard, because I bet there's like probably a wing of the building named after Tommy Lee Jones.
Tommy Lee Jones,
Yeah.
I don't care.
Yes.
The Fugitive.
Chemistry. Forensic
And
science.
then parenthetically, also Al Gore went here.
Yeah.
Whatever.
Those are the two that Harvard's going to highlight.
Yeah, that's the
Yes,
two.
definitely the only two people of note that ever went to Harvard.
Final question from Andrew.
Great.
This movie has a ton of classic funny one-liners.
Yes.
Which is your favorite?
We're going to need a bigger boat.
I mean, I don't care is a classic.
The one that really stuck with me, apparently, because it came back to me before it happened.
Huh?
I don't know. When they go to his shitty apartment that he rents from
Polish woman.
Polish immigrant and her pedophile son.
No, drug
No, he's
dealer.
just a drug dealer.
Oh, okay.
He was just dealing to kids.
Okay.
Yeah. Listen.
Well, we don't know he's not.
Oh, my God.
Okay.
Anyway, Tommy Lee Jones goes through his trash,
Yeah.
and he's just like, we're eating oranges and making IDs.
It's a good one.
I don't
Oh,
know,
yeah.
There's just something about
His line
Tommy Lee
delivery
Jones.
is
He's so good in this. Just
treasure.
like, yeah. That one gets me. I don't know why.
There was a line I laughed at out loud. I don't remember what it was.
Nice.
So that one.
I enjoyed how Juliana Moore's hair, when she was working as a doctor, was pulled back in a low ponytail.
Yes, good job. Hair and makeup.
Great job getting her hair out of her way. But then at the end, when she's ready to go home and she's talking with Tommy Lee Jones one-on-one, her hair is phenomenal.
It's so good.
It's curly and wavy and just done.
She heard a U.S. Marshal was coming by.
I guess so.
Maybe she could land herself a federal husband.
Oh, yuck. You'd never want to be married to Tommy Lee Jones's character.
Oh, God, I was about to say, like, Jesus, Mom.
I mean,
That's your favorite one-liner?
Yeah.
yeah.
You'd never want to be married to. Wait, Julianne Moore's hair is your favorite one-liner?
Yeah, it's my favorite one.
Ponytails, the one-liners of hair.
Yeah.
I see.
There you
Sure.
go.
Okay. That tracks.
When Tommy Lee Jones just says okay when he shows up to the first crimer spot,
so good. The sheriff
and the sheriff is like swinging dick everywhere.
Yeah, he's like, I'll be with you for 1 minute.
And
Yeah,
he's like, okay,
okay. And he looks furious.
and he's like just ready. He's gonna
he's gonna
drop some
slap his nuts so hard with jurisdictional authority.
Yeah.
Amazing. I also really like when he is talking to, I don't know, some of his. When Harrison Ford jumps off the dam.
Yeah.
And some Chicago person is like, come on, he's fish food. He's like, well, go get a cane pole and find me the fish.
That ate him.
It's a good line.
That was a good line.
Boom.
Yeah, he doesn't take any prisoners.
Yeah,
well, he
he-
only takes prisoners.
Well,
Actually,
except when
retakes
he
prisoners.
doesn't bargain and shoots him in the head.
Yeah, that's rough.
Sometimes he does. Sometimes he doesn't.
Sometimes he doesn't.
And this isn't really like a great line, but the
Is that hairstyle?
Yes, actually.
Oh.
One of my MVPs was the only lady reporter allowed to speak in this movie.
Uh-huh.
And she kind of reminds me of that very famous reporter who always got the first questions because she was the oldest reporter.
Maggie
Maggie.
Haberdashery.
Yeah,
Yes,
that's
What?
it.
definitely. Haberman?
What are we talking about?
She's a White House correspondent.
White House correspondent. Anyway, this actress just absolutely murdered her line. She did such a great job.
And that line was?
I don't remember, but she did a really nice job. I just really believed her.
Okay. Ooh.
Open the door. That was a good line.
What?
Open the door?
When Dr. Richard Kimball flees from the, I guess,
Courthouse.
jail? Courthouse /
No,
jail?
the jail. That's right. It was a jail because he visited the other guy.
Yeah, very tense scene. He does Indiana Jones out the closing bullet bulletproof glass door.
Which no one realized was bulletproof until Tommy Lee Jones tried to kill Richard Kimball.
Yeah.
And he gets his foot stuck,
Oof.
and he gets his foot out. Very tense scene. But then they he runs off, and then the marshals run after it, and the doors are still closed, and they just exasperatedly throw their arms up. It's like, open the door.
Yeah. And this is after he shouted, close that door.
Yeah, it's just good. Yeah, it's not a funny movie, but it is.
Yeah, it's very
thinker.
it's real. It's very real, just slice of life moments of just yeah, that would be frustrating. That's funny that he's so flustered.
The tension gets broken with
Yeah, or Harrison Ford has a really good line where he's already tense because he shaved his beard and the cop is going through the hospital. It's hey, we're looking for this guy, and he's just oh, okay, and he's describing him. It's a guy like this. Every time I look in the mirror, pal, except for the beard. Wink, wink.
Yeah,
audience.
Good.
Yeah,
eating his egg sandwich
that he stole from Mr. Johnson. the incredibly named Mr. Johnson.
Yeah, and I'm embarrassed how concerned I was because so anyway, when he as a fugitive is trying to disguise himself and escape a hospital,
yes,
he steals from an elderly man. He steals his breakfast and he takes his egg sandwich and a little cup of pudding or perhaps some applesauce and a thing of milk. I was so distracted. Did he ever get to eat and drink those things?
I don't think so.
When he was driving the ambulance, I would have been really satisfied if they just cut one time with him just chugging the milk.
Well, they want to establish that he's a good man. He would never drink milk.
Of course.
I think he already drank the entire thing of water.
Because that's the joke,
too. Oh, you were thirsty, Mr. Johnson.
Oh, yeah.
But yeah, I agree. I would have loved if there was a quick shot of him steering the ambulance with his knees while shoveling applesauce into his mouth.
Yeah. That would have been great. So that's a line that should have happened, or a scene that should have happened.
Speaking of men and their names,
yes.
There is an incredible moment in the credits of this movie where we learn that many of the characters in this movie are simply named Man on L, Polish woman, other things. And at one point, there's a character who's simply credited as Man.
Yeah, it's really good.
What in the world? Yeah. How are we to know which character was Man?
Maybe he's just really a man,
He's just a guy.
You're wow, that guy's a man.
That's a man.
So
that's the man.
Okay, so I guess that's the Totes Recall challenge. Is watch this movie and determine if at any point there's a character with no distinguishing features, but is clearly a deliberate part of the scene who is important to the story.
Yeah. Embodies man.
No clear profession, no clear location, but man, they need to be in the movie.
Yeah, I gotta say, I don't think I've ever seen that before in a movie before.
It's wild.
Before. I said before so many times.
Usually that's at least you see that when there's a few people who are unnamed. It's man number one, man number three, which at least then you're okay.
Yeah,
there were multiple
men.
that you had a line or whatever.
Maybe that's how they agreed to do it. They're listen, I know I'm just man number one, but I don't see any other men. Can I just be man?
Oh, yeah. I guess they do man number one, man number two.
Right? Yeah.
But
maybe Man on L was originally credited as man number two, but then his agent was excuse me, this man is on the L. And if I am reading the script clearly, the L is a very important location.
That's probably it.
That's probably it.
Well, speaking of men, another gender is lady.
Wow.
And our
men and lady are the two genders?
You didn't say two.
The two. It's
another one.
Another one.
Yes.
Can we, before we move on to lady, can we quickly
we appreciate that incredible segue.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Acknowledged. Can we just thank our patrons for those Q's and C's? Did we do that?
We did not.
Okay. Thank you.
Thank you.
If you would like to
Q's and
send
C's.
Q's or C's, get yourself to patreon.com/totesrecall. Become a patron. Then scroll down to bonus content from the month of July.
Yep.
That gives you very clear instructions from our resident Dan Jaquette on how to get on the Discord.
There's both audio and visual instructions.
Ooh.
Mm-hmm. One is flawless and the other is also good.
Good.
Yeah.
One would say one is flawless and the other is better.
Sure. Yeah.
I wouldn't say that. But
Okay. All right. Well,
you're
some of
allowed
us
to
would.
say that. Yes. Thank you very much to our patrons.
Back to lady.
Back to lady.
Finally.
Finally.
It's the name of my jazz record.
Finally back to lady.
That was going to be the season finale of
Chicago Fire.
Dr. Lady Fed.
Oh.
Finally back to lady.
Finally back to lady.
Oh, is that where she goes back to her lounge singing?
Yes.
Oh, she retires from
Lady Lilac.
doctoring and federally agent.
Wait, was
tries
this a
to.
mini
She's going to
series?
get pulled back
Oh, of
in.
course. That's like the cliffhanger at the end
Yeah.
of the season. Yes,
Yeah.
of course.
Okay.
She sings I Did It My Way.
Nice. Sure. And then like someone bursts in. It's just like, this man's appendix is about to burst.
Also, he's a murderer. Arrest him.
Wow, what a cliffhanger.
And then she's like up there with the microphone in her hand.
And she has to decide between her passion
Yeah.
and her occupations.
Yeah. Like she looks over at the pianist and he's just like shrugging like,
I don't know. Do I keep playing? Can you sing while you heal?
Oh, wow.
wow. that's
And
deep.
arrest?
See,
Can you sing while you heal and arrest? This show sounds amazing.
Yeah.
It's a shame it didn't
yeah.
go to series.
okay, one final thought about The Fugitive before our actual final thoughts.
Sure.
Dr. Richard Kimball, very smart, gets, as he's fleeing the jail,
Yeah.
he knows Tommy Lee Jones is after him. So he like finds some cops and is like, hey, there's a guy back there in a blue
So
coat
clever.
waving a gun around and yelling. But then he goes, and a woman.
As he's walking away.
yeah.
I think he said at a woman.
At
a
a woman.
woman.
To
Oh, I
like
thought he
really
said,
like
Yeah.
peel the lily. I'm
Either
like,
way,
you guys should
he's-
really catch this guy.
yeah,
Yeah.
weaponizing
Yeah.
that. What do I want to say?
Chauvinism.
Yeah. I thought he said and a woman, which is more funny than and a woman.
I mean, it is funny.
There's a woman there too.
Just if you're wondering.
Oh,
if you're curious.
jeez, we gotta go protect that woman from a
there's a
yelling
woman back there
guy
with the guy with the coat.
The ratio of man to woman in this film is so off. That woman must be very important.
Important. That's right. Chicago PD. We save women. That's why they're so.
Wow.
Or just yell at them.
Yeah. What?
Well,
Who yells at a woman from the CPD?
oh, that's true. It's just
Feds.
Tommy Lee
The
Jones.
feds are
The
yelling at
feds are
women.
yellers.
hmm But also, the Chicago police are incredibly corrupt and terrible.
Yeah. Oh boy. All right, someone who's not corrupt, I presume, is
Ooh,
Dr.
we
Lady.
never will know.
Lady Fed.
Dr.
Lady Fed.
Lady Fed.
Unless is she an anti-hero? Anyway, it's a TV show.
It's like House.
Yeah. Dr. Lady Fed is a proposed TV show
Yes.
about a lady who is a doctor and a federal agent,
Yes.
and in her spare time, a lounge singer.
Yep.
Lady Lila.
Lady Lila. The series was never made and instead was completely overhauled and became Dr. Quinn, Medicine Woman.
Yes. We all know this.
This R-rated scale is how many episodes we ordered of Dr. Lady Fed, and apparently we're all wrong because 0 is the right answer.
Yeah.
And it became Dr. Quinn,
Yeah.
Medicine Woman, which my
We're-
grandparents loved, by the way.
Nice. We're all execs at the table, but then Zaslav had the ultimate say
Yeah.
in what show gets to get made, even though who knows what media conglomerate he worked for at that time, or he worked for, like, I don't know, the secret police. Who knows?
Dan, you were first. As we all
Sure
know.
am,
You
baby.
thought you would give it 4. You liked it when you watched it with your wife.
Yeah, no big deal.
That's my only note.
Really? Yeah. Great. Yeah, this movie holds up. I had a great time. Tommy Lee Jones is a treasure. Harrison Ford is Harrison Ford, which is good.
Yeah.
As we've established.
He's good.
He's good. He's a delight in his cantankerousness. I loved it. 5 whatevers. Dr. Lady. No.
Fed.
Yeah.
Dr. Lady Feds.
Yeah.
Lady.
5 episodes. I want 5 episodes. I want to see the relationships. I want to understand why we need to care about this woman and the people around her. You can't get all that from a pilot. You can try.
Yeah.
You can try, but you rarely succeed.
Beth, you gave it 5. You thought it'd be great. Not Pat.
Not Pat?
My best guess at that note. Hot pal.
Hot pal.
My hot pal, Harrison Ford.
Harrison Ford was a hot pal in this movie,
Sure.
which was true. I do think this movie is great. I would watch it again right now.
Wow.
One day I'll finally understand what exactly the liver samples are. I think I get it now,
Great.
but it is a little bit confusing. Anyway, 5.
Great.
Great. I also gave it a 5, thinking I love it. It's like a 90s thriller, action thriller.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And I love that. Yeah. I loved it. It's great. It's so watchable. It's
so
just
watchable.
like the whole time. It's fun. 2 hours and 10 minutes. I did not once think this movie is too long.
Wow.
Right.
And that is a long movie at 2 hours and
it
10
is.
minutes.
Is it? Yeah.
Yeah.
But it moves. Tommy Lee Jones is so good.
Mm-hmm.
Harrison Ford's good.
Yeah.
I like him. He's good. Yeah, there's women. And a woman. Yeah, great. I love it.
And
5.
a woman.
Oh, jeez.
Molly Chase, you gave it 4, and
Did you say your number?
5.
Oh, okay.
Still 5. 5 for 3 so far.
What?
Uh-oh. 3 for 5?
3 5s.
5 for fighting.
They should have played that at the end of the movie.
They should have. I don't think it was written yet for another 8 years. But
Molly, you gave it 4 and then talked at length about all the different Turner networks and how bad you
and
were
how
about
Zaslav
how
ruined TCM.
TCM's been gutted.
Did, though. That's real.
Yeah, no one is doubting that is
No,
real.
we heard all about it.
So mostly I really loved this movie. I had a good time watching it. It is, it's a classic thriller too, and that the inciting incident is the murder of a woman that we only see through
Yeah.
flashbacks
Sure.
and is sort of idealized and also brutalized. But that aside,
Yeah.
and the federal agents just being super traumatizing force in a lot of this. But on the whole, and no women talk to each other ever, not even once. And part of it is that almost literally 85 to 95% of the characters, even the extras at any given time, are mostly men.
Yeah.
But this was made in 1993, so what am I expecting, right? Ugh, fine. 5.
Wow.
A reluctant 5.
Yeah, reluctant 5. I mean, it's 5 for 93.
There are actually
So it's a
2
93
scenes where
5.
women do talk to each other. I can't remember. The one is a doctor and the person at the front desk. And then the other one is, unfortunately, when Helen Kimball calls, she's speaking to a
911
Yeah,
operator.
911. But yeah, they're not named.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And technically, she's talking about Richard as well as her own brutal murder.
That's
Yeah.
true. She does just say, he's in the house. He's trying to kill me.
Yeah. Super fun romp. There's a lot of running,
Yeah.
a lot of mustaches.
A lot of mustaches.
Yes. Incredible mustaches of various types and textures.
There's an older man that gets Tommy Lee Jones shoves his badge in his face to interrupt Dr. Nichols. Guy with big gray hair,
Oh,
big
yeah,
glasses,
that guy
huge
rocked.
mustache. That guy rules.
Yes.
Yeah.
Oh, speaking of shoving, quick shout out to the random extra who is the one innocent pedestrian that Harrison Ford does not have time for anymore. It's near the end of the movie, whereas before he's been pretty good at bobbing and weaving as he's running through Chicago. But there's this guy who's just near a door, and Harrison Ford just kind of shoves him out of the way a little
Could
bit.
that be man?
He was
You think that was man?
I don't know.
oh,
Could it be man?
Maybe
No,
that's man. Listen,
no.
guild rules say if you're touched by the lead, you have to get a credit. Right?
is that true? No. Speaking roles only, right?
Who knows?
Anyway.
I mean, maybe not for long. SAG-AFTRA, strike. Let's
Yeah.
go.
Man
Am
on
I dating
L?
this podcast? Yes.
Man on L must have been the guy with the newspaper that I
Oh,
loved.
yeah, for sure.
That dude
He
deserves
has no
great.
lines.
No, but
But he
he's
delivers.
So,
Oh,
he
his-
certainly
yes.
delivers.
Yeah.
he
His
is
face.
acting.
Acting. Capital A.
There's also a man who's driving the L that we only see briefly.
He's a conductor.
Conductor.
He has
Does he
a job,
talk,
at
though?
least.
He's just kind of
He does not
mouthing on the
hear
phone,
him.
right?
No.
Ooh, do you think man is the guy off screen that's why is it stopped all the way back there?
That could be. Yeah.
Maybe that's
That's
man.
a real man move.
It is.
If you played man
Yes.
in this film,
Please.
please call us.
Please.
Tell us your sizzle reel.
Oh,
Yes.
All of the
please.
men that you've played.
all the men that you played.
All the men that I've played. It's someone's autobiography
Oh,
film.
absolutely.
I would read it.
I would too. Wait, film?
Could be. I mean, it's adapted.
Oh, I'd watch it.
And there's a novelization.
Okay.
Oh, cool.
Is it like a graphic novel? Because that would be awesome.
Sure, we're working on it.
Okay.
Workshopping. Okay,
It's
great.
in talks to get it adapted.
Great.
Do you think if I made Dr. Lady Fed as a graphic novel, that could work, right?
Yes,
Absolutely.
Absolutely.
I just don't want the Dr. Quinn medicine woman people to come after me.
Yeah, they are rabid fan base.
Very famously litigious production company, I assume. Should we make Dr. Lady Fed crew shirts or hats for our merch store?
I mean, why not?
It's, just a thought. I don't know.
Oh, yeah, her name is Lady. Her last name is Lady.
Dr.
Yeah.
Lady,
Actually-
Lady Fed.
Yeah.
Yes.
Lila Lady.
Lady Lila is her nom to sing.
Yeah, Dom to sing.
Oh, apparently there is a lawyer. Oh, who's also a private investigator.
In Chicago Fire?
No, or maybe he's a lawyer and a
Chicago PD?
doctor.
Chicago Med.
No, it's not on a
Chicago
TV show. It's like a
Sanatorial.
real person
Homicide Life on the Streets.
who has a
NYPD Blue.
billboard that
Okay.
says, "I'm a doctor and a lawyer. Call me on your malpractice suit."
That's also a
I think
Simpsons
it's in
character.
Indiana.
Crazy Cat Lady was revealed to be a doctor and a lawyer.
Oh, really?
Oh, wow.
Yeah, they paid her backstory. That's why she's so burned out.
In The Simpsons?
Yeah.
Great.
Wow.
great.
Okay, well, I'm going to look it up.
Hey, if you haven't heard of this show, The Simpsons,
Yeah.
take a peek.
Is it like 25 years now?
Yeah,
Who
I watched
knows?
a recent season. Didn't do it for me.
Yeah.
Which I know is tired to say as a 35-year-old.
Yeah.
But
Yeah.
in case you were wondering how I, a 35-year-old, felt about The Simpsons these days,
Yeah.
the one episode I watched
Right.
didn't do it for me.
That covers it.
Yep.
There, case closed.
Case closed. Richard Kimball is innocent. Dr. Nichols borrowed his car and called the killer from his phone and had his keys. No forced entry needed.
Yeah.
Oh, that's right.
Yeah.
So then
and
how
gas
did he
left
get
in it.
home?
What?
He came back to the gala.
Oh, because he hands the keys back to...
Yeah, we see Eddie Gas left in it. Ha ha ha. That's a line early in the movie. You see him returning his keys. I didn't notice that till now.
Wow.
So he goes on, unlocks the house.
Yes. And then calls Sykes from the car phone.
I get it. And then okay.
Mm-hmm.
Things are adding up after watching it 100 times. Finally getting it.
But apparently Sykes just didn't understand the phone call. Because if he unlocked the car and then is calling him as he's driving back to the gala, and he then gives the keys to Richard Kimball.
Wait, was he going back to the gala? Because he didn't go home because he had to go operate.
Oh,
at the
right.
thing.
Never mind. No, it's fine. Everything's fine. It all makes sense. The
So then
keys are in the
Sykes
mailbox
just-
or something.
Well, he
Wait.
gives him back his keys, right? Because there's a line, is there any gas left in it?
Yeah, but does
is
he
that?
let Sykes... He leaves it unlocked so that Sykes can get in the house and lock it behind him. So then
Wait.
when she comes home, she unlocks and goes upstairs, but he's already in the house.
This, you know what?
We have to watch it again.
We
Oh,
can't
no.
do this.
We got to watch it again.
We got to watch it again.
This is not adding up.
No.
I think he killed his wife. Totes Recall is hosted by Molly Chase, Beth Gibbs, Dan Jaquette, and Dan Linden. Produced by Beth Gibbs. New episodes of Totes Recall drop on the 15th of every month. For more information and bonus content, visit us at totesrecall.com. Thank you so much for listening.